can happen. You take it one day at a time, you get after it, and you try to win every day.
How big are these home games? You guys are, I think, 25 over 500 at Petco Park. How huge is it to win the games at home, especially?
Yeah, I mean, it's first of all, it's really fun to play here, in front of these crowds, and it's a beautiful ballpark and all that. So I definitely am excited to come home and play, and tough road trip, but we're going to get back on the right side of things and get after it.
That was Padres first baseman Ryan O'Hearn earlier today inside the Padres clubhouse. Ryan O'Hearn playing his first game as a Padre against his former team in the Baltimore Orioles here today. Very good to hear from Ryan. Very good insight on the trade, on the Orioles, on Kyle Bradish, and of course on the month of September as the Padres enter the month 2 games out of first place in the National League West. Well, I've got some breaking news for you, and not very good news. Fernando Tatis Jr. has been scratched from today's Padres lineup. So the new lineup for the Padres, DH is Luis Arraez leading off. Manny Machado now batting second at third base. Ryan O'Hearn at first base batting third. Ramon Laureano in right field batting cleanup. Left fielder Gavin Sheets batting fifth. Jay Cronenworth at second base batting sixth. Then Jose Iglesias batting seventh at shortstop. Bryce Johnson in center now, batting eighth, and Freddie Fermin is doing the catching and batting ninth with Dylan Cease on the mound. So Fernando Tatis Jr. scratched from today's lineup. Now, if you listened to the post game yesterday, you heard me talk about Fernando in the eighth inning of yesterday's series finale in Minnesota. As he was coming in on a blooper in right, he did slightly grab for the back of his right leg towards where the hamstring would be. Fernando was asked about it after the game. He said there was a little tightness, but nothing crazy, and expected to play today. He was in the lineup today, but again, we're being told now that Fernando Tatis Jr. has been scratched from today's Padres lineup, so that is not very good news. Again, I got no more info for you on if it is related to what we saw yesterday, what he felt yesterday as far as the tightness, but Fernando Tatis Jr. not in the lineup, and I suppose we'll hear an update from Mike Schultz on the post-game coverage coming up later on this evening, but obviously not very good news on the day that Jackson Merrill comes back, although he's not in the lineup. Fernando Tatis Jr. now scratched from today's lineup, and the Padres already without Xander Bogaerts, who is on the IL. Let's take a look at our keys to today's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Our keys to today's game, we're going to keep it very, very simple today. You know me with my keys to the game. I'll get into numbers. I'll get into all different kinds of elements of the ball game, but I'm going to keep it very, very simple. Key number one, a big day for Dylan. The Padres need not just effectiveness, but length out of Dylan Cease today. A big issue for the Padres on this past road trip was they're not getting length from their starters. We talked about this with Tony Gwynn Jr. earlier. The longest start they got in the 6 games on the road this past week, Nick Pivetta going 5 innings on Saturday. No other starter got through 5 innings on that trip. Now, Dylan Cease, well, as of late, has not been a great candidate to do that today. He's gone 5 innings just once in his last 3 games. But key number one today, Dylan Cease has got to be effective, and he's got to go deeper into this game than what he's been doing as of late. That's key number one. Key number two, grab a lead. The Padres were down by 4 or more runs entering the 6th inning in all 4 of their losses on the road trip. It's just a hard way to live. We talked about it yesterday. The Padres have a great bullpen. They have all those high-octane, very reliable, high-leverage arms. But it doesn't do you a whole lot of good with that bullpen if you're trailing in the middle innings as often as the Padres were on that road trip. So the key to today's game, in one big key, if you will, good starting pitching, grab a lead, and let your bullpen do its job, a job they are very, very capable of. That's a look at our keys to today's game. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Monday, on this Labor Day. We have a number of finals already today. A's beat the Cardinals 11-3 in St. Louis. White Sox over the Twins 6-5 in Minnesota. Astros beat the Angels 8-3 in Houston. Red Sox beat the Guardians 6-4 at Fenway. Reds beat the Blue Jays 5-4 on a walk-off base hit by Noelvi Marte in Cincinnati today. Mets beat the Tigers 10-8 in Detroit. Juan Soto a grand slam in that game. Nationals beat the Marlins 2-0 in D.C. Games going on right now. Braves 6, Cubs 4 in the 7th inning in Chicago. Phillies and the Brewers tied at 6 in the 7th inning in Milwaukee. Giants leading the Rockies 8-2 in the 7th inning in Colorado. One, or I should say two other games yet to begin aside from this one. Mariners and the Rays in Tampa Bay at 4:35. Rangers and the Diamondbacks in Arizona at 5:10. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Monday. When we come back, we tell you what to watch for in today's game. Plus, we take a deeper dive into today's pitching matchup between Dylan Cease and Kyle Bradish. First pitch coming up at 3:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show. Eco Water SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925 and celebrating 100 years.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
When you've been injured, you need attorneys who understand the insurance companies. Don't settle. Consult with Pye & Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers. I'm Aaron Solomon. We know what it takes to win in San Diego courts. Learn more at SeriousAccidents.com. Local attorneys, serious results.
Get $2,000 off your solar installation when you call Asgard Energy by September 15th and get installed before the 30% tax credit ends for good. Call 855-760-ENERGY or visit ASGARDenergy.com.
Hey, Scraby here for Kaiser Permanente. Did you know September is Healthy Aging Month? It's the perfect time to focus on staying healthy, active, and sharp. Simple habits can make a big difference. Move your body every day and connect with friends and family to keep your emotional health strong. Keep your mind sharp by challenging your brain and fuel your body with healthy foods. If you're a smoker, getting help to quit can be one of the best things you do for yourself. To find more tips on healthy aging, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
This Labor Day sell-a-thon, your San Diego County Ford dealers proudly salute you. From job sites to open roads, Ford trucks and SUVs move the people who move the nation. Now through September 2nd, get the biggest deals on an incredible selection. Like the built Ford Tough F-150 truck, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport, with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And check out the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E, with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. To the ones who keep America moving, these deals are for you. It's the Ford Labor Day Sell-a-thon, and it's your chance to save. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. So go to your San Diego County Ford dealers now, based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee. It was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Got hurt was really good. A 2.75 ERA in 8 starts last season, 2.83 ERA in a full 30 starts in 2023. This will be his first career start against the Padres. Meanwhile, Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres today, 6-11, a 4.82 ERA in 27 starts this season. His last start against Seattle, 4 innings and a third, 4 earned runs given up on 4 hits. He struck out 5, walked 3. Last 3 starts have not been great. 7.82 ERA in 12 innings and 2/3. He's issued 11 walks in those 3 starts. Cease has not seen the Orioles since 2023, made 6 starts against them as a White Sox, 3.82 ERA in those 6. As we know, he's been a lot better at home, a 3.86 ERA here than the 5.81 ERA he has on the road this year. And another thing to watch with Dylan Cease, opponent OPS of 581 the first time through the order, but it goes up to 818 the rest of the game. We've seen that throughout the season. Dylan Cease getting off to a good start in his outing, but then struggling as the game gets deeper and deeper. We'll see if Dylan can put together a really complete outing here today against the Baltimore Orioles. As always, thank you for listening to the Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show. Eco Water SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. When we come back, Jesse and Tony have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage on the Padres Radio Network.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Network.
0-2, swing and a miss.
Padres baseball is proudly presented by Eco Water SoCal, Hamul Casino Resort, Sinley Food, Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities, Palomar Health, Smile Spirits, Genesis Home Improvements, North County Transit District, Baja Rick's Cantina, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Window Depot, Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers, Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, Lineage Watch Company, Timber Tech, Culligan Water of San Diego, KMG Psychiatry, El Centro Motors Ford, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Jensen Meat Company, Fraser Farms Market, Trust and Will, Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego County Toyota Dealers Association, Bulkhead Energy Drinks, Kaiser Permanente, and by The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Now, let's take you up to the broadcast booth.
Ground ball to Machado. He hits third. That's one. Goes to second in time. On to first. A triple play.
Here's Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr.
Petco Park, downtown San Diego, and a little day baseball on this Labor Day as the Padres return home for the holiday matinee to open up a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. Homecoming after a 2-4 trip through Seattle and Minnesota. Padres dropped 2 out of 3 games to both the Mariners and the Twins, and now trying to improve their fortunes against yet another American League opponent. On the mound for San Diego, it'll be Dylan Cease, while Kyle Bradish, the old ace of the Orioles, comes back, his second start in his return from Tommy John surgery. Hi again, everybody, alongside Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. So very glad to have you with us. And, Tony, not an ideal trip necessarily for the Padres, and we talked a lot about it, I think, in yesterday's game. Starting pitching seemed to set the tone one way or another, really, in all 6 games.
Yeah, no, the days the Padres got a good start from their starter resulted in wins. And the other days, even despite putting up some pretty good offense, they were unable to really notch any other wins outside of those 2. And so you have a 2-4 road trip. You come home for a quick 3-game set against the Baltimore Orioles, another team that has had a really rough season. But as we saw on the last road trip, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You got to come out, play your best game. That means good starting pitching, clean defense, and continue to put up runs as we've seen this offense do.
Meanwhile, for Bradish, only his second start back from Tommy John. His first the other day, wildly impressive against the Red Sox. When this guy is right, or has been right in his career physically, he's been one of the toughest starters in the American League.
There's no doubt about it. However, the type of start that he had in start 1.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
With a Lineage timepiece at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Lineage Watch Company, the official timepiece of the San Diego Padres radio network.
Helping people of San Diego isn't just what we do, it's who we are at your San Diego Honda dealers. We're here and ready to help the deserving people and families all throughout the community with random acts of helpfulness, lending a hand all around San Diego with their special teams of helpful guys and gals in blue. Look for us all year long, helping by providing free gas, surprising families with shopping sprees, bringing meals to seniors, supporting teachers and veterans, handing out diapers, roses, ice cream, and so much more. And that's not the only place your San Diego Honda dealers are helpful. Every Honda dealership has sales teams ready to help you find your perfect Honda with a great deal and service teams to keep your Honda running like the day you bought it. To find out more, click sdhondadealers.com or search your local Honda dealer today.
Padres return home after a tough road trip to a beautiful Labor Day here today. Let's get you to the Orioles lineup, brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Orioles 61-76 on the season. Jackson Holliday will lead off. He'll be at second base for the O's. Jeremiah Jackson in right field. He'll bat second. Gunnar Henderson will bat third. He'll play shortstop. Emmanuel Rivera will be at...
Doritos para los atrevidos.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And the Mozilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward, and that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
SD.com, where the customer still matters. Delivery available throughout San Diego County.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina in the Gaslamp. San Diego's baseball team is on the home stretch to bringing us a championship. So come on and join the party. Try our new game day specials. We've got a 1-pound TJ hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger quesadilla, or our new birria grilled cheese sandwich. We've got $10 blowfish margaritas and 32-ounce Coors Light drafts. Our DJ keeps the party going, and when you gotta go, did I mention our new baños? Now, let's play ball on the San Diego Padres Radio Network.
Dylan Cease begin his warm-up tosses. Let's get you to the Padres lineup, brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Padres 76-61 on the season. Luis Ortiz will slide up to the leadoff spot with Toddy out of the lineup. He'll be the designated hitter. Manny Machado at third base. He'll bat second. Ryan O'Hearn will bat third. He'll play first base. Ramon Laureano in right field. He'll bat cleanup. Gavin Sheets in left field. He'll bat fifth. Jake Cronenworth will bat sixth. He'll play second base. Jose Iglesias back at shortstop. He'll bat seventh. Bryce Johnson will patrol center field. He'll bat eighth. And Freddie Fermin behind the dish for the Padres. He'll bat ninth. On the mound, Dylan Cease, 6-11 with a 4.82 ERA. Jesse?
All right, Tony, thanks very much. Jackson Holliday going to lead it off for the Orioles. We were sort of jokingly wondering if he was going to get booed when he was introduced to hit. His dad, Matt, of course, regularly booed here after that tiebreaker game in 2007. Matt is in the building, probably incognito. Just kidding. But Jackson going to play at Petco for the very first time, and one of the bright young potential stars in Major League Baseball. He is into the left-handed batter's box to go here against Dylan Cease on a perfect Labor Day afternoon in San Diego. First pitch is a fastball right down the middle, top of the zone at 96 miles an hour, and a fastball called strike nothing and one on Holiday. Orioles just dropped 2 out of 3 up the coast in San Francisco. It was all black and orange this weekend. 0-1 pitch is a fastball, little low, looked good, didn't get the call. Count is even 1-1, and Holiday, really nice series, 4 for 9 with a double and a triple. He also walked 3 times in yesterday's game, and that's a part of his game that seems to be coming along a little bit as of late. 1-1 pitch is downstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, young man finding his way at the big league level, being allowed to go out on an everyday basis. Certainly off to a good start on this road trip.
2 balls and a strike from Cease. Dillon delivers, and Holiday spins away from an inside fastball. Count is now 3-1. He's still 21 years old, and that is a very important thing to remember.
Listen, he is learning on the fly. I have no doubt he's going to be just fine as he starts to collect data as he goes through this league.
Dillon deals, and the 3-1 to Holiday, swung on, sent in the air to center field. Bryce Johnson drifting back a little bit over to left center, and he's there to make the catch. 1 out in the top of the first inning. Game time temperature 82 degrees, brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand and the official timepiece of the Padres radio network. Order yours today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. I believe that makes this the hottest game of the year at Petco Park. 82. Thank you very much. Here's Jeremiah Jackson, the right fielder for the Orioles. Winds up, swings and misses at a first pitch slider, strike 1.
Yeah, you won't hear any complaints from us, that's for sure.
Going to play some shadow ball here this afternoon with the late afternoon start on Labor Day 2025. A 1 pitch, another swing and a miss, add another slider. 0-2. Appropriate then, I guess, that a kid named Holiday was leading off the game on this Labor Day.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. 0-2. The pitch to Jackson is taken a little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 3 straight sliders to the Oriole right fielder, who's got an active 11-game hitting streak. He's hit in each of his last 16 starts. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 and career strikeout number 1,200 for Dylan Cease. 2 down in the top of the first inning.
Off to a crispy start there. 4 pitches to dispose of Jeremiah Jackson. Got the first 2 with the slider. This one just blows the 96-mile-per-hour heater by him.
4th most strikeouts in the National League this season, but also the 2nd most walks in the National League this season. That's kind of the story of this year. Gunnar Henderson, a left-handed batter, takes a fastball apparently inside 1-0, and you just said a good start for Dylan Cease. That was not the issue last time out. The issue came in the 4th inning and then compounded upon itself in the 5th inning. In a game on Tuesday night in Seattle. 1-0 is low, but called a strike. Oh, my goodness. 1-1 to Gunnar Henderson. And Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire, already going to have his hands full here. That ball was almost in the dirt and called a strike. Pitch here, same spot, called the ball. And now it's 2-1.
Kind of a flip a coin situation, at least to start.
We'll allow him the opportunity to settle in as we do starting pitchers. 2-1 to Gunnar Henderson, and he takes low in that spot again. 3-1 from Dylan Cease. So, yeah, the other night in Seattle, Padres got him 5 runs, remember, in the top of the first inning. Laureano hit the grand slam, and you're thinking, all right, here we go. And then he begins the night 9 up, 9 down. And you think it's going to be a laugher, but it was anything but. 3-1, Henderson in the air, foul out of play left side, 3-2. He had a very long 4th inning, then big trouble in the 5th. It was vexing. Padres did rally, come back and win the game 7-6, but tough night for Dylan when all was said and done.
It has often been exactly how you just described. That's been the majority of his starts.
Hard to figure. 3-2. And Henderson in the air to left field, not deep. Sheets in over towards the line, on the move. And the Baltimore native reaches up to make the catch and ends a 1-2-3 Top of the first for Dylan Cease. Padres coming up against Kyle Bradish. No score on the Padres radio.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
TrustandWill.com and use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off and free document delivery. Trust and Will is the official score update sponsor for all San Diego Odyssey stations and the Padres Radio Network. We're your home team for estate planning.
As Padre fans, we know what makes a great team. That's why I choose the friendly pros at Petco as my home team for my pets' food, pet care, grooming, and more. Petco, where the pets go.
No score, bottom of the first inning. As Tony told you, Fernando Tatis Jr. scratched as he deals with what is officially being called lower half tightness. You saw him grab a hamstring yesterday, so you can add up 1 and 1. Arise will lead off instead. He takes outside. Ball 1. Luis leading off for only the 8th time this year as he comes to bat against Kyle Bradish, making his second start back from Tommy John surgery. The first one, as we noted in the open, was absolutely brilliant. Even under normal circumstances, it would have been great. Pitch here at the top of the zone on the outside corner for a strike. 1 and 1 in his first major league action since the middle of last June. He took down 6 innings against the Red Sox. 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts, and all that on only 81 pitches. Is the 1 and 1, and Arise takes outside. 2 balls and a strike. Now the Oriole offense did not do their part for Kyle Bradish. They were shut out in that game 5-0, so he took a loss. But I mean, you said it. You just don't see that first start back from Tommy John.
So much happening in that first start coming back from Tommy John.
Rise hits it foul left side 2-2.
Particularly feel. I mean, that's the thing that most guys coming back from Tommy John are trying to work through, and to have it going that well first start out, you certainly would like to think the future's hopeful. But we have often seen guys have starts like that fresh off of Tommy John, and it goes sideways for a few starts.
2-2 to Arise. Bradish delivers, and Luis lines it sharply into left field, a base hit. Leadoff knock, Luis Arise in the bottom of the first inning. Padres' first hit of the game brought to you by Frozen Ropes Travel Ball. Free tryouts are underway for ages 7 to 14 with Coach Kurt and his Frozen Ropes team. Check them out at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com.
The league's third best hitter in terms of how many hits, 151 on the season, as he hits a laser in the left field to get things rolling for the Padres in the first.
Saw him lead off with great regularity last year. Rare opportunity to do so here today this season. And Machado gets in, batting second for only the 6th time this year, and takes a fastball up 1-0.
That's right. Luis Arise pretty much led off all season for the Padres.
And he, of course, drafted 3rd overall by the Orioles back in 2010. He was just a young lad. Pitch is a fastball strike from Bradish, 1-1. And, I mean, even throughout all of spring training this year, we sure thought Luis was going to be the leadoff hitter. It was a little bit of a surprise on opening day when they flip-flopped.
100% it was, and it has stayed that way, especially after the start Toddy got off to.
1-1 to Machado, the pitch. And he takes, and a little bit outside with the slider. 2 balls and a strike.
Manny in a little bit of a rut right now, and it's different than some of the ones we've seen in the past where the slider down and away is something that he's swinging. He's really maintained not chasing, just missing some pitches in the zone that we normally see him hammer.
2-1. And Machado a check swing at a fastball that's a strike at the bottom of the zone. And that'll leave it up 2-2. Rise at first, nobody out, just underway, bottom of the first inning. No score in game 1 of this quick 3-game homestand against the Orioles. And he's got the sunglasses on, waiting on Bradish. Here's the 2-2. And Manny takes up and in at 95. That fills the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Orioles are in their black tops with the orange Orioles across the chest in script. Black caps, orange brims. Padres in the home white pinstripes, which always seem to shine a little bit brighter under the sun. 3-2 to Machado. Arise takes off. The pitch to Manny. Fouled back into the net, and we do it again. Machado, 860 games as an Oriole over the parts of 7 seasons with these guys. 947 games now as a Padre, so he has played more games in a Padre uniform than any other in his Major League career.
He missed an entire season in his Orioles stint.
3-2, Arise runs again. Manny swings and misses. The throw from Jackson is in plenty of time, and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Not particularly close up at second base, and just like that, 2 outs, nobody aboard.
That time got Manny to swing through the slider there. Luis just trying to stay out of the double play. Really toast as he got into second base.
Holiday tagged him right on the hand as he went in. So 2 outs, nobody on for the former Oriole. Another one, Ryan O'Hearn. How about 3 in a row? Machado, O'Hearn, and Laureano all hitting consecutively in the order. And then Gavin Sheets right after them. Gavin's dad, Larry, a long-time Oriole, and he grew up in Baltimore. 0-1 to O'Hearn, left-handed batter, the pitch. And O'Hearn swings through a fastball. Count is no balls, 2 strikes.
97, top of the zone. Able to sneak it by O'Hearn.
Ryan, a big part of this Oriole team the last couple of years, a big presence, not just in the lineup, but in the clubhouse. He was their lone representative at the All-Star game this year as well, the starting designated hitter for the American League. 0-2 from Bradish. The pitch, and O'Hearn leans back, takes high at 98. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Right now, working that high fastball to O'Hearn. 3 straight top of the zone. We'll do a 1-2.
Bradish is set, ready, and the pitch to O'Hearn inside. Kind of jackknifes back out of the way of that slider. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bradish has certainly not dialed the command all the way in just yet. He's thrown 16 pitches, only 1 more strike than ball.
This is much more indicative of a guy coming off of Tommy John.
2-2 is in the dirt, and now full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Remember, Rise began the inning by lining a single the other way. But the strike him out, throw him out, double play has eased the pressure on Bradish here. And it'll be 3-2 on O'Hearn. The right-hander is ready. And the pitch is fouled back out of play. Bradish grew up in the greater Phoenix area, one of those familiar communities to spring training fans. Goodyear, where he went to high school. Grew up in that area in the shadow of the Little Ohio complex. 3-2. And O'Hearn muscles it in the air up the left field line. That's foul.
I couldn't fix my mouth fast enough to say it before you got it out.
Left it there for you if you wanted it. The spring training complex also shared by the Guardians and the Reds.
Also referred to, as you mentioned, Little Ohio.
3-2 again to O'Hearn. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Bradish deals. Ryan lines it into right field and a base hit. Just bounce that one right on through. 2-out single in the bottom of the first inning, so O'Hearn checks in against his former team. And the Padres with their second base runner of the day against Bradish. And another former Oriole, Ramon Laureano, came over with O'Hearn at the trade deadline, standing in. And Laureano pretty much has been the guy for the Padres his first month in his uniform. Padre Cleanup Hitter brought to you by Asgard Energy. Get $2,000 off solar until September 30th and secure the 30% tax credit that ends this year. Pitch on the way. Laureano swings, pops it up, mile high into shallow right. Holiday back. Jackson coming in, and the right fielder will make the catch to end the inning. Save on your energy bill at AsgardEnergy.com. Veteran and locally owned Asgard Energy, your trusted name in solar.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Lawyers, we're your neighbors, living and working in our community. With over 80 years of combined experience, we know what it takes to win multi-million-dollar settlements in the San Diego courts. Don't face this alone. Learn more at SeriousAccidents.com. Local attorneys, serious results.
Top of the second inning, the Trust and will score. The Padres nothing and the Baltimore Orioles nothing. Dylan Cease had a 1-2-3 first, so the cleanup hitter, Manuel Rivera, playing third base for the O's, will stand in. And Cease's first pitch to him is a fastball up 1-0. Rivera, the same guy we've seen him in the past with Kansas City, Arizona, Miami. Orioles grabbed him off waivers last August. He's played in 30 games this year, hitting .241 without a home run and 5 RBIs. Lines this one to third, and Manny reaches for the foul line to make the catch. 1 out in the top of the second inning, and we pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
Top of the second brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. First pitch breaking ball for a strike to the left-hand hitting Dylan Beavers. 0-1. Manny just made a nice play on a line drive. Hit off the bat of Emmanuel Rivera. 0-1 pitch, and that's chopped up the middle. Iglesias waits for it at shortstop. Pats it in the glove. Throw to first, not in time. Did not take into account Dylan Beavers' speed or hustle. And Jose just kind of made it a routine play when he needed to hurry a little bit. And an infield hit for Beavers.
Yeah, by the time he picked his head up and realized how fast Beavers was getting down the line, it was too late. It's a normal 3-hopper right to him. Didn't take into account Beavers could run a little bit, and he beats this pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not all that close when all is said and done. Beavers 23 steals at AAA this year, where he has spent most of his time. Now the switch hitting Dylan Carlson, batting left-handed, takes way up and away, ball 1. Beavers is their number 3 prospect. So, not the most familiar name in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm sure the Padres are aware of his speed. And Iglesias just kind of let that one come to him as opposed to going on the attack.
So much of this league, especially for guys like Iglesias, is familiarity. And all of a sudden, even if you go over a guy, you haven't seen him, what he looks like can surprise you. That one seemingly got Iglesias off guard.
Pitch is outside, 2-0. Yeah, again, I'm sure at some point in the last, 6 hours, it was talked about that this guy is fast. But it's a different thing when he gets in there and hits a ground ball, and there's 1 out in the second inning, and feels like a routine play. Next thing you know, there he is. 2-0. Carlson squares to bunt, pulls back, takes low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Carlson, the former Cardinal, traded to Tampa Bay at last year's deadline, signed with the Orioles in late January. Always a little bit weird seeing a team for the first time this late in the year, and obviously the Orioles have had a season in which the roster has been very much in flux. 3-0 is outside ball 4, so an infield hit, now a walk. That put 2 guys on with 1 out in the top of the second inning. And at the beginning of the year, the Orioles had as big of an expectation, I think, as any team in that American League East. We kind of joked about it at the start of the season. It felt like the only division where all 5 teams were trying to win. But for the Orioles, it went south pretty quickly.
Yeah, they had expected a very potent offense to do what it's, had done the last couple of years. It got off to a slow start.
Samuel Basayo, the big prospect, now takes low ball 1. He's DHing today.
The starting pitching was banged up. The bullpen was in shambles. And by the time the offense got it going, the pitching side of things was really a mess. And they had to do their best to address it at the deadline.
Basayo takes outside 2-0. So Cease losing his command here. Now Fermin going to go out and chat. Ruben Niebla is going to go and join him.
This is kind of what we've seen periodically from Dylan. He was rolling there. We didn't see very many signs of any of this in the first inning. He gets the first out. The infield hit that probably should have been an out. And all of a sudden the command, 4 straight balls to Carlson, and now 2-0 to Basayo.
Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Mound visit is over. And Basayo, who hit his first Major League home run on Saturday, will get back into the left-handed batter's box. He is theoretically a catcher, although it sounds like his future will more likely be at first base. DHing today. And a big-time power profile for a big kid. 2 on, 1 out, no score. And a big swing and a miss at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1.
Not get cheated, although he was quite tardy. That fastball at 97.
Playing only in his 13th Major League game here today. Signed a big 8-year contract extension a week and a half ago. Pitch is in the dirt, scoots away from Fermin. Both runners going to try and advance. The throw to third, no chance. So Beavers and Carlson move up 90 feet. And Freddie Fermin just unable to keep that one in front of him. So second and third, 1 out for Basayo. And all of a sudden a little bit of an ugly inning here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we talked about this in Minnesota. You know, a team that's not, as talented can get back into games or can stay in games if you're going to allow them to.
3-1 pitch. Basayo swings, pops it out of play. I mean, right now you've had a wild pitch that Fermin couldn't handle. It wasn't that wild. It just kind of bounced in there. You've had, obviously, the play not made by Iglesias. And you've got Dylan Cease on the mound, who's thrown more balls than strikes.
All right, I'll give Fermin a pass, and I'll tell you why after this next pitch here from Dylan Cease.
3-2, and Basayo cracks it foul.
Typically, a ball in the dirt, breaking ball, you got time to that was a 97-mile-per-hour sinker spiked in the ground. You just don't have the timing, nor are you anticipating a fastball that's going to be in the dirt like that. So Dylan Cease trying to get his command under control here a little bit.
Second and third, 1 out, no score, second inning. The 3-2 hit hard on one hop through the right side. Cronenworth dove, couldn't get there. Beavers has scored. Carlson's on his way. And Basayo sliding feet first into second with a 2-run double. 2-0 Baltimore here in the second.
And 97 is hard, but it's right in the middle. And Basayo, who had gotten a couple good looks at it, this time barrels it up. Great effort there by Cronenworth on the dive. He comes up a little bit short. And just like that, the Orioles ahead 2-0.
That was not gentle contact.
No, 110 off the bat.
So he's at second now. Kobe Mayo stands in, and he takes high ball 1. Mayo starting at first base for the Orioles today. 23-year-old kid from South Florida. Went to the same high school as former Padre Anthony Rizzo down there, Douglas High. They actually work out together in the offseason. And last year, Mayo, their minor league player of the year. Takes a slider strike, 1-1. This year for Mayo, more time in the big leagues than at AAA, and not a ton of success at this level. Hitting 184 with 6 homers and 20 runs batted in his first 61 big league games this year. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And Mayo takes a slider at the top of the zone. And a called strike, 1-2. Hard to imagine that's where Cease wanted that pitch thrown, but it works out. But again, you can see it plainly right now. The command is not dialed in for Dylan. 1-2 to Mayo. A look at Basayo now. The pitch and a swing and a miss. Got him to reach for a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Second K of the day for Cease. And 2 away in the top half of inning number 2.
It's the fastball just off the plate. Mayo trying to protect there. Comes up short. He goes down for out number 2.
Now the San Diegan Alex Jackson starting behind the dish for the Orioles. And batting 9th today. Basayo on second, 2 outs. And he swings and misses. And a good-looking slider, strike 1. Jackson drafted 6th overall by Seattle back in 2014 out of Rancho Bernardo High School. Seen him previously in the big leagues with Atlanta, Miami, Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, and now Baltimore. 2-0 O's in the second, the 0-1. Grounded foul left side. And the count 0-2 on Alex Jackson. Alex, just one other series of big league action here at Petco Park. That was 4 years ago with Miami. and went 1 for 10 with 6 strikeouts in the series with the Fish. Behind 0-2 on Cease. Dylan trying to end this rally right here, right now. Pitch on the way. Jackson takes, and a little bit outside with another slider, ball 1. Vasallo at second after his 2-run double. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And the 1-2 upstairs, check swing. They appeal to first, he didn't go. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alex Jackson. Cease comes set, holds it right up against the belly, spins the ball around in his glove. The 2-2 to Jackson, swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him to reach for a fastball up in the zone, and back-to-back Ks to end the inning, but Vasallo has given the Orioles a 2-0 lead.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the Elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
Skin and scalp. Say hello to clear skin, silky hair, and happy taste buds with longer lasting home pipes. Your family will love you for it. Join thousands like me who've upgraded their water. Call 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com today. Trust me, your water should be perfect.
Bottom of the second is brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com.
Padres will come to bat against Kyle Bradish at the bottom of the second inning, down 2-0. Gavin Sheets, the Baltimore native and son of the former Oriole Larry Sheets, will lead off against his hometown team. Jake Cronenworth and Jose Iglesias to follow here. Not the cleanest top of the inning for the Padres as the Orioles struck first. Sheets takes high, ball 1, and the moment that kind of unlocked the inning was the infield hit by Beavers. Iglesias didn't really show much rush on what was frankly a routine ground ball. Beavers was running hard, ended up beating it out pretty handily. Here's the 1-0, and Sheets takes downstairs 2 balls and no strikes. If this game ends kind of anything like it is, that's a play that's going to get put under the microscope.
Without a doubt, and it's one certainly within the Padres' control that wasn't made and, perhaps led to a few runs.
2-0 to Sheets outside.
And that's just, I don't think that's a mental error. It's just a matter of knowing the guys you're playing against. And in this particular case, that's the only thing that I could come up with on why Jose, stayed back on that ball.
3-0 to Sheets is down the middle.
Just not familiar with the young man that was running Beavers down that first base line, and it caught up to him.
That is one of the challenges, if you will, right, of playing these kind of random teams, particularly late in the year. Not a lot of household names out there. Sheets takes outside, ball 4. So Gavin, who's hit in 7 in a row and has been so good, draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the second inning. And just like that, the tying run will come to the plate.
I think the reality of it is you get these reports and you go through them every day, and sometimes your eyes agree with what you see or what you've heard. Sometimes they don't, And I think these guys are all susceptible to taking those type of things for granted. This time, it bit them.
Cronenworth, the batter, like Sheets, an active 7-game hitting streak, and he takes low ball 1 from Bradish. Stat of the day brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water. And sharing cleaner, safer, and great tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. Stat of the day involves the Orioles' run prevention, or lack thereof. 1-0 pitch, and Jake takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. 6 times this year, the Orioles have allowed 13 or more runs. The Rockies, who the Padres will play next, are the only team that has given up that many runs in a game more often this year.
That speaks to the troubles we talked about earlier with their pitching staff, starters and bullpen.
2-0, and Jake takes outside but called a strike, 2-1. Someone's going to get ejected today, is my prediction.
Well off the plate there. But Bradish gets the call. Jake looking to keep his hitting streak going here. Hit here would be 8 straight.
2-1 pitch, and Cronenworth takes at the top of the zone for a ball, 3-1. Yeah, I can't predict whether it's going to be an Oriole or a Padre or somebody sticking up for a pitcher or a hitter, because that is the nature of the inconsistency of the strike zone right now. But it could be somebody at some point. 3-1 to Jake. Sheets at first, nobody out, down 2-0 in the second. Pitch coming, and Cronenworth takes down the middle top of the zone. A fastball to fill it up, 3-2.
And you got a nice strip of shade running through the zone in which the ball is going to travel.
Three and 2. Sheets with a small lead at first base, not running. And Cronenworth takes outside ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Bradish to begin things here in the bottom of the second inning. And this is where we remind you that in his last start, he didn't walk a single batter. And how unusual that was for his first start back from Tommy John surgery. And now perhaps having to, pay the piper.
Typically, you don't, as I said earlier, you don't see starts like that from guys coming fresh off of Tommy John in their first one back. This here today, although the Padres haven't been able to get to him, looks much more like a guy who's coming off of Tommy John.
Pitching coach Drew French is out there for the Orioles now. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. You're online or find a location near you at thewindow.depot.com. Padres down 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning, but they've got runners on first and second, nobody out for Jose Iglesias. Mentioned the mental mistake, if you want to call it that, at the top of the inning, and now an opportunity to contribute in the bottom half. Iglesias, by the way, is another former Oriole. Kind of a sneaky former Oriole. It's the 2020 season. We never saw them. First pitch, he squares to bunt and rifles it foul behind third base coach Tim Leeper. No balls and a strike. It was a really good 2020 for Iglesias in a pretty specific role for Baltimore.
Jose has been in every role you can imagine at the big league level. I think that's why he's so comfortable in the role that he's in now. He's certainly, I think, improved as a hitter offensively and has a chance to rectify a mental lapse here earlier in this ballgame.
0-1 pitch, swinging away this time, and a slow roller towards first base to be handled by Mayo. Only play is at first, and he forces Iglesias there. So a productive out, both runners advance. It acts in essence as a sacrifice. And now the Padres have the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. And the number 8 hitter, Bryce Johnson, coming up.
He gets the job done, wasn't necessarily how you drew it up, but nonetheless moves the runners. That'll give Bryce Johnson, who has swung the bat very well in the role that he's played for the Padres this season.
Yeah, he's hitting .333 in 43 games. Not a ton of at-bats, but nonetheless, when he's gotten the opportunity, he's taken advantage. Switch hitter from the left side. And first pitch fastball, a strike at the knees on the inside corner, 0-1. Bryce off the bench, 2 of the 3 games in Minnesota. Had an RBI single in the 9th inning yesterday as the Padres avoided the shutout loss to the Twins. Cronenworth at second, Sheets at third, 1 out. trailing 2-0. Pitch to Johnson, lying up the middle into center field and a base hit. Sheets will score. Cronenworth going to be held as Carlson's throw comes in towards the infield, but Bryce Johnson with another hit and an RBI single to get the Pods on the board. It's 2-1.
No surprise, Leap held him there. I know Crone had to wait to see where that ball got through, but I don't know that Carlson was even thinking about home. He comes up throwing right to second base. Either way, Bryce Johnson continues to swing the bat well. Base hit, cuts the lead to 1.
Bryce very much a stolen base threat over there as well. Great wheels. 3 for 3 in the regular season this year. Not a ton of opportunity. Padres do like that first and third play in terms of stolen bases. Here's Freddie Fermin, the number 9 hitter. He swings and misses at a first pitch slider. And that, to me, from up here, looked like a shadow swing.
It did. Like it, he saw it and lost it all in the same swing. Padres, to your point, Jess, Padres certainly have the right dudes first and third to pull off that double steal. We haven't seen it a lot here lately.
Throw over to first to check on Johnson. He goes back in, and first baseman Mayo, all he did was look at Cronenworth across the diamond. He never even thought about tagging Bryce Johnson. He was just trying to read what Jake was doing over at third base. So the Orioles, they certainly sniff what's in the air. And we'll see if the Padres try and make that play. 0-1 to Fermin, not running. He squares to bunt, pulls back, takes low. And everybody scampers back to their base. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've also seen a lot of that.
Mayo's reaction seemed like PTSD, like it had happened to him at some point, because it was just a pickoff, and he was dead-eye on Jake Cronenworth.
1-1. Fermin squares to bunt again, pulls back, takes low, 2 balls and a strike. Freddie obviously trying to bunt it towards third base in order to hold the Mayo at first.
I like what you did there. Now Rivera backs way up at third base.
Here's the 2-1. He squares again, bunts it into the other batter's box. That is a foul ball.
And it was there for the taking. I mean, both corners stayed put. They did not come in at all. And that leaves it up to the pitcher and catcher to be able to try to get the guy at home. But foul ball, count moves to 2-2.
Yeah, it almost looked like the Orioles were like, all right, if that's how you want to play it, go ahead.
It almost looked like they were conceding.
Yeah, and we'll take
hoping for a bad bunt maybe where they can get the out, but don't know that we've seen it played that way this season from an opposing team.
So now 2-2 to Fermin. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Padres down by 1. Pitch coming, and Fermin swings and misses, strike 3. Second strikeout for Bradish. And now 2 down as the order turns over for Luis Arraez.
Big punchy there for Bradish. Able to get the empty out. And that also looked like a shadow ball. That was a slider that ended up right down the middle. And you could just tell, we got a close-up look at the face of Fermin, that it was not an easy sight for him.
Looked like almost the exact same swing as the first one. 2-1 Baltimore. Arraez stands in. He has already singled once. Tying run at third. And Bryce Johnson over at first. Pitch coming. And Arraez takes a strike. Jackson, the catcher, popped out of the crouch like he was going to throw to third base, but did not do so.
There's no third baseman there to cooperate with him.
Wouldn't have gone well then. 0-1 to Arraez. Bradish, by the way, very good at controlling the run game. And the pitch to Luis is low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see he has almost like a modified slide step. But he does that with no runners on as well. It's just kind of a little short leg kick. Pretty quick to the plate.
Yeah, at no point has he fallen asleep on Bryce Johnson over there. You can see him peeking over the shoulder. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And Luis takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. That was a 97-mile-an-hour sinker that just ran away.
Likes that pitch to lefties especially. That one missed down and away and puts Luis in a 2-1 count.
Padres trailing by 1 with runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the second. 2-1 the pitch. And Arraez takes a curveball for a strike. And again, I think the shadows, certainly with the breaking stuff, making life a little bit difficult on the hitters right now. don't often see Luis sort of like double flinch at a pitch.
Right. Usually it's a straight take. That was like almost like he lost it for a sec.
Part of the deal with these late afternoon games, shadow ball we call it. But it'll be back to normal here in the next little bit. 2-2 to Arise, the pitch. And Luis swings, fouls it back, came with a fastball there.
You can tell that the fastballs aren't the issue. It's the spin right now, just based off of the swings and takes we're seeing. Hitter's in a little bit of a tough spot here for at least the next couple of innings.
Runners lead at first and third. 2-2 to Arise. See if he goes back to the breaking stuff. Pitch coming. And Luis fouls it off right at home plate. That was a slider. Count remains 2-2. Inning began with back-to-back walks to Sheets and Cronenworth. The Padres have cashed in the first one on Johnson's RBI single. Now looking for more as Arise has gone battle mode here against Kyle Bradish. Seventh pitch of the at-bat is just about ready to come. Here it is. And Luis hits it on a line foul into the netting above the Padre dugout on the right side.
He's battling right now in this tough spot, first and third, 2 outs. Padres looking to get even. We'll see his 8th pitch of this AB.
Johnson at first, Cronenworth at third, down by 1. Really making Bradish work here. All of a sudden, he's coming up on 50 pitches. And now he'll step off and use a disengagement. This is now a 26-pitch second inning for Bradish after he threw 21 in the first. So not nearly as efficient as he was in his first start against the Red Sox. 2-2. And Arise takes way outside. There's that sinker again. Count fills 3-2. On a full count, Johnson going to get a head start from first base, and now Bradish steps off. That is the second disengagement of the plate appearance. For those of you tracking plate appearances and disengagements. First and third, 2 down. Johnson will run the 3-2, and Arise knocks it into left field, down at a base hit. That'll tie the game. Cronenworth comes in to score, and it's 2-2 here in the second on Luis Arise. Second hit of the day.
Superb at bat from Luis Arise. 9 pitches in, he gets the job done. A breaking ball, he's able to see it well enough. He doesn't try to do too much. Backs this baseball up, hits it in the left field, ties this game at 2.
Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Saw the curveball just well enough that time in the shadows. Johnson, even though he was on the move, only made it up to second base as the ball went right to the left fielder Beavers. So first and second, 2 down for Manny. First pitch coming, and Machado takes at the top of the zone, a slider for a called strike, 0-1. So the Pods have taken the 2 runs that Cecil allowed in the top of the inning and erased them, and now trying to go ahead for the first time today. 0-1 to Machado. Bradish delivers, and Manny takes a little bit low outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now, perhaps most importantly, the Padres have cashed in both of the walks that Bradish issued to start the inning.
Yeah, made it hurt. Exactly what you got to do as an offense.
1-1, and Machado checks but takes a fastball strike. And the count now 1-2.
The hardest part about hitting in shadows is trusting your eyes. It's hard to, though, when you're looking out and, you know, it's changing colors on you. Light, dark.
1-2. Manny fouls it straight back. I mean, we talk about how hard it is to hit a baseball under ideal circumstances.
Right. And so now you get a ball that's going from light to dark, and your eyes usually are accurate, but the brain is also seeing the changes, and it's just tough to fully trust what you're seeing.
1-2 to Manny with runners leading at first and second. Here's the pitch, and Machado fouls it back again, and there is action in the Baltimore bullpen. Dietrich Enns, the left-hander, is throwing for the Orioles. And, you know, for Bradish, right, it's not just a raw pitch count. This is a lot of pitches in an inning.
Stress pitches, too, not just the clean inning that he had last one.
This will be the 35th pitch of this inning. 1-2 again. Pitch on the way. Manny swings and pops it into shallow left. Henderson back. Beavers in. Beavers will make the call. And on the move, the left fielder makes the catch to end the inning. Padres get 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 guys. And after 2 innings, we're tied at 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
It's been a great year for our boys, but it's also been a great year for your San Diego termites. Just like a broken bat at the plate, termites can crack and damage the wood in your home. That's where Extermite...
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Great seafood, cocktails, and wine.
Every game this year, Jesse and I will be answering questions from you guys. And if you have a question for us, go to 973thefansd.com/question to send one in, and we may answer it on the air. Again, that's 973thefansd.com/question.
Top of the order, Jackson Holliday leads off for the Orioles, and he takes a first pitch curveball a little bit inside from Dylan Cease, 1-0. Whole new game, too. Mark, I got caught off guard.
I wasn't ready for that.
Mark Grant is currently on my television wearing the Manny Machado basketball jersey giveaway without a shirt underneath it. Foul ball at the plate, 1-1. And I was not anticipating that. And then it just pops up.
Typically, as you guys know, he hangs it up or shows it. He actually put it on and took his dress shirt off.
1-1 to Holliday. And that's ripped on a line up the right field side. Going to be a fair ball. Going to bounce and roll up against the padded fence on the Petco porch. Fair hand pickup by Laureano. He sends it in. And a lead-off stand-up double for Jackson Holliday here in the top of the 3rd inning.
As I said, he's just going to keep getting better and better. The more ABs he gets, the more he gets to know these pitchers around the league. Stays on this slider. It's right in the middle of the plate. Doesn't pull off of it. Able to yank it down the right field line. Picks up the leadoff double.
Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network. For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue or at thegrillingsstoresd.com. So runner on second, nobody out for Jeremiah Jackson. And he takes a slider for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Juan Soto is hot. This is the first time all year that old Juan has found his way onto our hot or not list. In his last 11 games, hitting .333, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. That includes today where he hit a grand slam. Jackson takes in the same spot, but this time called a ball. 1-1. This one actually better than the last one. You know who stole more bases than anybody else in the National League in the month of August?
Juan Soto?
Juan Soto. Holliday at second. The 1-1 to Jackson is popped up. Foul ground first base. O'Hearn gives it a peek. But
as much conversation as you hear about that guy, you wouldn't think he's that good of a player.
Now, you and I have had a lot of trouble understanding that the last couple of days.
It's quite befuddling, honestly.
I would argue nobody watches more Padre baseball than you and I, outside of, like A.J. Preller and his staff and the coaches. Ball outside, 2-2 to Jackson. So we got to see quite a bit of Juan Soto.
Yeah, there was, I know the result, team-wise, the results weren't necessarily what everybody was looking for, but in terms of the individual and the statistics he put up, there's just not very many like him in this league.
2-2 to Jackson. And the pitch fouled back. So Soto is hot. Not hot, Jose Ramirez, the great third baseman for the Guardians, 4 for his last 32.
Guess it happens to everybody. Huh?
If it happens to Jose Ramirez, you're right. It happens to everybody. Jackson Holiday at second base. Jeremiah Jackson, no relation at the dish. 2-2 game, top of the third inning. And Dylan Cease trying to hone back in after a difficult second, but Holiday a lead double here in the third. That shadow still kind of hanging out around the home plate area. 2-2. Cease, look back. Now another. And the pitch is way outside, ball 3. Dylan not particularly sharp again with the number of pitches, the ball strike ratio. And we have learned by now to be able to read his body language. Not that he's trying to hide it necessarily, but you can certainly see when it is not going right. Now, he's still got talent and stuff. 3-2, hit hard on the ground, left side, underneath the glove of the lunging Machado into left field. Holiday will advance to third base. And the Orioles are set up now. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
This ball just underneath the glove of Manny Machado as he started his dive. Another slider left up. It's not hit well. It's off the end of the bat, but hit well enough to get by Manny. First and third for very dangerous Gunnar Henderson.
So the Padres had just erased the 2-0 deficit, but now being threatened again. Henderson, a left-handed batter, swings and misses at a good slider, strike one. Maybe the best one Dylan has thrown this afternoon.
Just getting ready to say the same thing. That is easily the best one he's thrown, and the swing was the indicator of that.
Gunnar Henderson, their home run leader, he's got 16 on the year. 0-1. Cease delivers, and that's lined foul the other way. Jackson Holiday is second on the Orioles with 15 home runs. You know who he's tied with for second on the Orioles, 15 home runs? Ramon Laureano.
Who's only added to his total since becoming a Padre.
Well, yeah, Laureano's still just one behind the Oriole home run lead, even though he hasn't played for them in a month. That is how good he was for them and how not so great it has gone for them. 0-2. Henderson reaches for it, knocks it foul on the ground behind home plate.
And Dylan is in desperate need of a empty out here, whether it's a punch out or a pop out. He's in position to get one here, 0-2.
Jeremiah Jackson at first, Jackson Holiday at third. The pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Fermin. No advance, but now 1-2.
And that's the difference, right? It's a slider. Fermin is prepared for a ball in the dirt. The wild pitch that got away from him was a 97-mile-per-hour sinker. You just can't prepare for that.
For the Padres starters, Nick Pivetta went 5 innings in the game on Saturday in Minneapolis. That was the only time on the road trip anybody went 5. 1-2 in the air, up the left field line. Sheets hustling over towards foul territory. It'll be into the seats. And foul out of play. Still 1-2.
Remember, the other one the Padres got, they put up a bunch of runs. It was Dylan Cease's start in Seattle. He didn't finish 5, but the Padres offense, hung 9 that night?
Well, it was the one where they got 5 in the first inning.
Yeah.
And he gave it all back. And they had to come back late and got the win. So, again, you talked about it. I talked about it at the start. Pitch in the dirt again. This time an advanced shot at second base, and they've got him dead to rights. Jackson's out.
That's just another tremendous block by Freddie Fermin. It was such a good block. It certainly seemed like Jeremiah Jackson was anticipating this ball getting away. And instead, Fermin ends up gloving it, and it's an easy tag and throwing tag for out number 1.
And Jackson Holiday never tried to come home from third, never put any pressure on the infield defense that way. Now the infield comes in. 2-2. Henderson checks on another ball in the dirt. He didn't go, and the count is full. But yeah, we were talking about, the starting pitching, and look, with the arms that the Padres have in the bullpen, they are not asking these guys to go 6 or 7.
No.
If you do, it's great. Believe me, they'll take it. But you got to do better than 3 or 4. And it seems like, as of late at least, we're seeing a lot of 3s and 4s.
Yep.
And that is problematic. 1 out, runner on third. Infield in. The 3-2 is low ball 4.
That's just an excellent bat by Gunnar Henderson. He fell behind early in that AB. And Dylan Cease just kept trying him. He was going to keep throwing that slider. Eventually, Gunnar Henderson lays off enough of him to draw the walk.
For the second time this afternoon now, Ruben Niembla will go out and visit Dylan Cease. He was out last inning. Nobody throwing in the Padre bullpen, but guys are now starting to walk around out there. Gotta wonder if Ben Fritz, the bullpen coach, has gotten a call. And it looks like there will be action now. So here we are again, third inning of the game, a Padres starter in some kind of trouble. Now, Cease's pitch count is still beneath 60 here, so if he can settle in, you get another couple innings out of it. It's not an impossible task, but he's going to have to make some adjustments, clearly. Anderson at first, Holiday at third, 1 out, 2-2 game. Emmanuel Rivera, who lined out sharply to Machado his first time, stands in, and the first pitch to him is a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Rivera is certainly a double play candidate for Cease. As the infield is now backed up, they'll try and turn 2. 0-1 the pitch, and Rivera lines it sharply foul the other way. Nice catch by the ball girl on the right field line. 0-2.
Excellent play by the young lady. But then Cease quickly ahead here, 0-2. See if he can put away Emmanuel Rivera.
Cease has struck out 2. He has walked 2. Only guy in baseball top 5 in the league in both walks and strikeouts. And in a weird way, that kind of tells you everything you need to know about Dylan Cease. 0-2 the pitch. Rivera swings and misses. Strike 3. Added that total. 4th strikeout of the day for Dylan Cease.
Trying to set himself up nicely here to find a way out of this inning. Unscathed if he can get one more of these. Good slider there to put away Rivera.
Beavers will be the batter. He had the infield single on the ground ball to Iglesias his first time. That started the trouble last inning. Takes outside, ball 1 from Cease.
I have a feeling everybody's on notice now with Beavers at the plate.
He is fast, and he will run hard. Gunnar Henderson at first. He's fast. And also, you've got Jackson Holiday at third. Check swinging a ball in the dirt. Squirts away from Fermin, but no attempt to advance this time. And as they check to third, they'll say it was a swing.
Padres might have caught a break there.
Beavers is looking at the third base umpire, Doug Eddings, in absolute disbelief. Tony, you make the call.
Padres will take it.
Yes, they will. One and one. And the pitch to Beavers is outside, but called a strike. 1-2. Telling you, the home plate umpire, Gabe Morales, not to pick on him, he is having a miserable day so far, calls and strikes. Just to communicate what we're seeing.
Certainly those two pitches put the AB in Dylan Cease's favor, a chance to get out of this third inning.
1-2 to Beavers. Here's the pitch from Cease, swung on, popped up, foul, out of play, left side.
Anderson with 20 bags of his own. Jackson with 14. This is a good tandem to pull off a double still, but with a 1-2 count, it's probably already missed their opportunity.
Tie game, third inning. Orioles and Padres kind of plodding along here on this Labor Day afternoon. Ball in 2 strikes again. Dylan Cease dealing to Dylan Beavers, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Cease comes back with back-to-back Ks to end the inning and strand runners at first and third. After 2.5 at Petco Park, Padres and Orioles tied at 2. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino.
Now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. So go to your San Diego County Ford dealers now, based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Join the Padres in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Weekend, presented by Blue Shield, when they host the Arizona Diamondbacks. Purchase a special team game package on the September 26th or 27th to receive a limited edition themed hat. Visit Padres.com/Hispanic Heritage.
Ball one high to Ryan O'Hearn leading off against his old team in the bottom of the third inning. Padres and Orioles are tied at 2. Neither starter has been sharp, but both have avoided the big inning as O'Hearn rips one foul down the right field line. And I think it's fair to say it's kind of a similar deal for both Dylan Cease and Kyle Bradish. They're nasty enough, their stuff is good enough, that even when they are clearly struggling, they're able to get outs and keep the thing from getting totally away. Here's the 1-1, and O'Hearn takes on the inside edge. That's a fastball, strike 1-2. That pesky shadow has now cast itself onto most of the infield, so no longer an issue for these hitters. 60th pitch of the day on the way from Kyle Bradish. The 1-2 is down and in. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes to O'Hearn, who singled his first time up. Ramon Laureano on deck, and Gavin Sheets to follow. 2-2, the pitch from Bradish is taken low, ball 3. O'Hearn, for his part, just great memories in Baltimore. Remember, he started his career with Kansas City. Played parts of 2018 through 2022 for the Royals. They basically traded him for a bucket of balls to Baltimore. 3-2 on the ground and cracked right to Jackson Holliday at second base. He throws O'Hearn out, 1 down. And he just kind of reinvented himself. He found himself in Baltimore. So a great run of success there that really changed the course of his career.
You certainly can understand him having nothing but fond memories. I mean, that city pretty much was the setting for him to kind of, as you said, reinvent himself and become an all-star, and now a big trade piece here in San Diego.
Ramon Laureano, the batter, he takes a fastball strike. Bottom of the third at Petco. Trustin will score. The Padres 2 and the Orioles 2. 1 out and nobody on. Laureano waiting, and the pitch from Bradish is a slider swung on and missed. 0-2.
On the slider there. Laureano a little bit out in front. Count moves 0-2.
Bradish is ready, runs the clock all the way down, and the pitch to Laureano is at the knees. Strike 3 call. Good fastball. And the third K of the day for Kyle Bradish. 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning of a tie game. Sheets, who started the Padre rally last inning with a lead walk against Bradish, will now come up for the second time today. He's hit in 7 straight, 13 for 25 during the hitting streak. 7 for 12 with 2 doubles here in Minnesota over the weekend. First pitch to Gavin is up and away, ball 1. On the road trip against the Mariners and the Twins, Sheets was 11 for 21.
It was money. Big part of that offensive firepower on that road trip.
1-0 pitch, and Sheets out in front of a slider, or maybe a curveball. Swings and misses 1-1.
Curveball, the slower of the 2 breaking balls. Slider sits at about 88, 89. Curveball at about 83, 84.
1-1 pitch, and Sheets takes way high. That was a fastball. Count is 2-1. Gavin's dad, Larry, parts of 6 seasons as an Oriole, chose to raise his family there. So Gavin grew up going to Oriole Park at Camden Yards with great regularity. Pitch fouled back 2-2. And those Oriole guys of his childhood, those are his baseball heroes.
He's got some good ones.
Mike Schultz, of course, who, by the way, is managing his 300th game as the Padre manager today. Also grew up around the Orioles, but in a different way. His mom, of course, worked for the AA Charlotte O's when he was a kid, and spent all of his time, it seems, in that clubhouse. 2-2 to Sheets, swung on and missed. So a 1-2-3 third inning for Kyle Bradish, including a couple of strikeouts, and we'll head to the 4th at Petco 2-2 against the O's on the Padres Radio Network.
Frozen Ropes is calling.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Top of the 4th inning, the Trust and Will score is the Padres 2 and the Orioles 2. The former Cardinal, Dylan Carlson, will lead off against Dylan Cease here in the 4th inning, and Dylan will try and lock back in after a couple of tough frames here. Worked around the traffic last inning. And Carlson, a switch hitter, batting left-handed, takes a fastball, strike nothing in 1. Talked about it. He's so enigmatic, Dylan Cease.
Let's see if he can settle in here and try to give whatever length he has.
Carlson takes downstairs 1-1.
67 pitches. He's one of the guys that gets to 100 pretty regularly. And if he can settle in, he's got some pitches to work with to get through a couple innings.
Guys are still kind of moving all around in the Padre bullpen, but nobody throwing. Carlson takes outside, ball 2. And Mike Schultz has not been shy about, saying, hey, we'll chase wins right now. These games are critical, and obviously the Padres are where they are in both the divisional and wild card standings. Cubs, by the way, won today. Mets won today. 2-1 pitch is a strike. Dodgers are off.
Listen, it's harder to chase wins when you're chasing the lead. It's easier to chase the win when you're tied or you got a lead, but you also have to be careful when you're chasing, if you're going to chase a lead behind.
2-2. Carlson swings, pops it up mile high on the infield. Vermeen, the catcher, right behind home plate, and now backpedaling and staggering up the first baseline makes the catch. Out number 1 in the top of the 4th inning, and not routine for Freddie Vermeen.
He almost committed the error of not keeping his feet moving. Sometimes that ball, especially on one like this, that's shot right up the chimney shaft there, you have a tendency to maybe stop your feet. He almost did that, and it almost cost him, but he makes the play.
Basayo swings and misses at a challenge me fastball down the middle at 98-0-1. Basayo, really impressive turn at bat back in the 2nd inning. And it concluded with a 2-run double to give the Orioles a 2-0 lead. Padres have since tied it. RBI single Bryce Johnson and another by Luis Arraez. And now Basayo takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess what I was going to get to in terms of chasing wins and all of that, and I understand the urgency, and I understand the standings. Here's the 1-1. Basayo swings and misses. It to me still feels like, all right, we got a couple weeks before this thing gets like totally ramped up, quote unquote, playoff mode.
I mean, listen, you're ultimately trying to peak at the right time. How often
Pitch to Basayo in the dirt, 2-2.
Can a peak last a month and some change? It doesn't seem like that is the route that teams have taken often. It's usually those last couple of weeks you get hot and you kind of roll into the playoffs, and you can kind of roll that through if you're lucky enough.
2-2 foul back. Yeah, I never want to sound defeatist or like, you're not trying or anything like that, but there is an element of, look, the hope, the expectation, the goal is to play literally the entire month of October. And so can you realistically kind of churn that way starting on September 1st all the way through 2 months? 2-2, Basayo takes it inside.
It's not to say you wouldn't take one of those heaters that took you from September 1st all the way through. You just don't see it very often. And certainly for the Padres, though, they haven't played their best baseball, clean baseball, all the way through for a little bit of time now.
3-2 pitch, ripped in the air down the right field line, heading towards the Petco porch. It'll bounce up and 1 hop against the wall. Laureano's got it, fires into second, and Basayo with his 2nd double of the day. This one with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And yes, you can see why they like him the way that they like him.
You don't offer a young hitter with no big league time a big league deal that he got. Showing off why this Orioles organization is in love with him. Turns on the slider, hits a bullet off that short porch in right field, and he's got himself a 1-out double.
4th hit of the day for the Orioles. 3 of them have been doubles, 2 by Basayo. So now here is Kobe Mayo, who struck out his first time. And he swings and misses at a first pitch slider, strike 1.
Seen some really good sliders from Dylan. We've seen some okay ones from Dylan.
And we now see Adrian Morejon throwing in the bullpen. 0-1 pitch, check swing foul into the net behind home plate, 0-2. So one might presume that if it gets to the leadoff hitter Jackson Holliday, a left-handed batter, that could be it for Cease here this inning. Next pitch will be his 80th. Tied at 2 in the top of the 4th. Basayo at second, 1 out. Mayo, the number 8 hitter, is behind 0-2. Now he'll use his timeout. So we'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. The Padres, they're here. 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
0-2 to Kobe Mayo. Cease look at Basayo, who leads from second. Now the pitch. And it's taken a little bit off the plate outside. Ball 1. With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Padres and Orioles tied at 2 with a runner on second and 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Ball and 2 strikes from Dylan Cease to Kobe Mayo. And the pitch is fouled back to the top of the net behind home plate. We do it again. Just an absolutely delightful Labor Day afternoon here downtown. The game time temperature was 82 degrees, the warmest game of the year at Petco Park. I just say that to rub it in the faces of all of our friends back east and in the Midwest. 1-2 pitch is off the glove of Fermin. It'll go to the backstop, and it was also a ball. So 3-2 as Basayo advances to third base on a passed ball.
Yeah, this is just a passed ball. There's no mulligan on this one. It's a slider. It's up, and it's just a miscatch. Trying to frame it. Ends up tipping off the edge of the glove and allowed the Orioles to move a runner 90 feet away.
And forces the Padres to bring the infield most of the way in. Manny still a little bit back at third base. Here's the 2-2. Mayo swings and misses, strike 3. So a big strikeout for Cease, his 6th of the afternoon. That will allow the infield to back up. Alex Jackson, the number 9 hitter, coming up. Top of the 4th, brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company.
And Dylan has needed a punchy. He's been able to get it so far. See if he can finish this inning in Alex Jackson.
Basayo at third in a tie game. First pitch on the way, and Jackson takes a little bit low outside, ball 1. Jackson struck out his first time. One and from Cease. Fermin sets an outside target, and they miss out there. 2-0. And you can almost see Fermin trying to coach Cease through the whole thing. And again, got to figure this could very well be the last batter of the day for Cease, particularly if he does not get Alex Jackson. 2-0. And a swing and a miss.
Like I said, he's been able to throw some really good sliders when he's absolutely had to. 2-0. Goes with the slider, gets the swing and miss. Count moves to 2-1.
Go ahead run, 90 feet away. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Cease. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Dillon just trying to do his best to muscle his way through 4 innings here today. Not at his best, but trying to give his team a shot. 88th pitch of the afternoon about to be delivered on 2-2. Here it is to the San Diegan Alex Jackson, and it's poked in the air, foul. That'll go off the facing of the upper deck behind the Padre dugout on the right side. Still 2-2.
Another good slider there. Jackson did all he could just to get a piece of that right on the outside corner bottom of the zone. We'll do it again, 2-2.
Basayo, small lead at third. He stands in foul ground. Here's the pitch. And that's in the air. Foul, out of play again. Dylan Cease's next offering will be his 90th of the day. Shakes off Fermin a few times. Now he comes set at the belt. 2-2 to Alex Jackson, the pitch. And Jackson fouls it back over the net. So the battle will continue here. And Cease will need at least 8 pitches to take care of the number 9 hitter here in a tie game 4th inning. Jackson waiting in the right-handed batter's box. Now Cease is set. 2-2. Here's pitch 8. And a swing and a miss. Dylan ends up striking out back-to-back batters to get out of trouble here in the 4th inning. After 3.5. Still tied at 2 against the Orioles on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, player. The all-new Jamul Casino Resort is...
That's why our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
2-2 ball game as we enter the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal. Keeping it soft and celebrating 100 years of water perfection. Visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Your water should be perfect.
Padres will come to bat in the bottom of the fourth inning, tied at 2 with the Baltimore Orioles. And Dylan Cease obviously has had his struggles, but he's also struck out 7 in 4 innings. And as you mentioned, just kind of some very well-timed strikeouts to keep himself out of any further trouble. Might be done. Morejon continues to loosen up in the Padre bullpen. Jake Cronenworth will lead it off here against Kyle Bradish, who has also been made to work. And he takes way outside, ball 1.
If indeed he is done, it continues a bad trend for the Padres in terms of the starting pitching. Another start that ends in 4 should Dylan be done.
1-0 to Cronenworth, who walked and scored his first time, and he takes high, 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned earlier, a little trivia, Juan Soto more stolen bases than anybody in the National League in the month of August. Here's another one on this first day of September. Highest on-base percentage of any National League hitter in the month of August.
That might be this guy.
You are correct, sir. Slider strike, 2-1 to Cronenworth.
Given that I've watched every one of those games, it certainly seems like he has been on quite often. Right now, his eyes seeing the baseball are really locked in.
2-1 to Jake, the pitch. And Cronenworth takes a little bit up and away, ball 3. So, yeah, Jake Cronenworth, the highest on-base percentage of any National League hitter last month. Three and 1 from Bradish. He's already walked once today. And the pitch to Jake is tipped into the catcher's mitt, strike 2.
Got loose on the 3-1 heater. Good pitch there by Bradish, not in the middle of the plate. Caught the top of the zone, outside corner. Gets the foul tip for strike 2.
Jake with a big, deep breath as he gets back into that left-handed batter's box. 3-2 from Bradish. Here's the pitch. And Cronenworth swings, pops it up. Near third base, it'll be Rivera behind the bag, on the dirt, and just in fair territory next to the line, making the catch. So Jake is out, 1 down in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jose Iglesias would be the batter. 2-2 against the Orioles. Teams met up last July in Baltimore. Padres won 2 out of 3. They scored a bunch of runs in that series, which is nothing new. How about this? All time, Padres have averaged about 6 runs per game against the Orioles. First pitch to Iglesias is a fastball for a strike, 0-1. I mean, it's only 27 games all time. Padres are 14-13 against Baltimore, but nonetheless, averaging 6 runs per game all time against the Orioles. 0-1, and Iglesias takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Orioles began the year 15-28. They had fired their manager, Brandon Hyde. It was a stunning struggle out of the gates. Iglesias muscles this one in the air behind first base, caught by Mayo in fair territory. So back-to-back weak pop-outs here to begin the bottom of the fourth inning. And the bases are empty for Bryce Johnson, who had an RBI single his first time up to put the Padres on the board.
Got the breaking ball, blasted it right up the middle. See if he can get something started with 2 here.
Switch hitter batting left-handed. First pitch swinging, sends it in the air, foul out of play left side. 0-1 to Bryce, who's only in the starting lineup today because Fernando Tatis Jr. was scratched, I don't know, 30-40 minutes before first pitch. Might have seen Fernando kind of grabbing at his hamstring a little bit in yesterday's game against the Twins. 0-1 the pitch. And Johnson takes down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. And, it kind of sounded like one of those situations where Fernando really wanted to play today. And again, with a month to go in the regular season, Padres going better safe than sorry. Ball and a strike. And Johnson takes a fastball, strike 2.
Again, that kind of speaks to your theory about, where we're at in the season. risk versus reward, fresh off of a travel day in which he had played it however many straight games. Maybe not rush it, especially with the early start time.
1-2 is in the dirt.
Maybe there's a little room to play with if it's a 6:40 start time, but having to get the body going that much earlier after the travel day, I can see why they hedged on today's game.
How about the fact that they activated Jackson Merrill today, but he's not in the lineup?
Another good point that
2-2 is on the inside corner, and strike three call. The 1-2-3 fourth inning for Bradish, and he caps it with a K. End of the fifth at Petco, 2-2 against the Orioles on the Padres Radio Network.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
In on the weekend for their award-winning brunch from Sammy's.
It's so easy to get to. You don't have to drive into the East County. Just head down the 5 freeway to Chula Vista, get off Bay Boulevard right there on San Diego Bay. It's our place. Make it your 7 Mile Casino just 7 minutes from downtown.
Top of the fifth inning, and Adrian Morejon will take over for Dylan Cease, whose day is done after 4 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. He walked 2 batters, struck out 7. And ran the pitch count all the way up to 91. Only 55 of those 91 were strikes. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. So in a 2-2 game, the Padres will go to a member of their Big Five in the bullpen against the top of the order. And lefty to lefty here against Jackson Holiday. First pitch fastball down the middle at 99, and a called strike, 0-1. And boy, Dylan's start today really reminded me of one of those kind of old-timey Blake Snell starts, where you look up and you're like, man, he should have given up 7 runs. Here's a 1-hopper, now a 2-hopper out to second base. Cronenworth has it and throws Holiday out. 1 down in the top of the 5th inning.
Great call. I mean, that's not vintage Blake Snell, but that first half Blake Snell that you would get from time to time where just nothing quite right, but his stuff is just good enough that he can navigate 4 innings, punch out 7, and only give up 2.
It's not good enough, but like it could have been way worse, which is a weird thing to say. Jackson swings at the first pitch from Morejon, sends it in the air to deep center field. Johnson is back at the wall, and it's going to go. Long home run to center field for Jeremiah Jackson. Got it up onto the platform in front of the batter's eye, and the Orioles go ahead. It's 3-2.
Sometimes you forget, considering how good Adrian Morejon has been all season long, that he is human. And this ball is pummeled to dead center. You just do not see balls get to this area of that big center field batter's eye, but impressive shot to give the Orioles a 3-2 lead.
Now another left-handed hitter, Gunnar Henderson, and a dangerous one. Takes a fastball strike, an angry Peter at 100 miles an hour.
Ain't no way that ball was 392 feet.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Ain't no way.
So it's about 400-ish to dead center, and then it was up and over that platform, came down in front of the batter's eye. Henderson swings and misses, strike two. I don't know if maybe StatCast has issues with the shadows.
Maybe. Because 392 doesn't even get it out to center field.
Right, yeah. You know what we should keep in one of Dave's equipment bags? One of those little golf range finders?
That might be helpful in a situation like this.
0-2 pitch, and Henderson takes in on the hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. Mike in Poway checks in with our question of the day. Pitch to Henderson is a broken back grounder right back to Morejon. He's got it atop the hill and the throw to first in time. 2 down. Mike asks, when a batter has a really great plate appearance and draws a walk, do you think pitchers ever tip their caps, or are they just annoyed about the pitch count going up?
They're definitely annoyed that the pitch count is going up. They are not happy about having to, especially when at some point in the at-bat, they're just like, here, put it in play. And you just keep fouling pitches off. I don't know that I've ever seen a pitcher tip their cap after a long AB that you draw a walk on.
Base is empty, 2 outs, 3-2 Orioles in the top of the 5th inning. Emmanuel Rivera, the batter. And first pitch swinging, fouls it back, strike 1.
Yeah, because I can't think of a hitter doing the exact same thing after one of those at-bats that goes the pitcher's way.
You got to be very focused inward.
Yeah.
Out on that field.
You're already trying not to give either side any more credit than they deserve.
Rivera takes a strike 0-2.
And that's part of the mental game that you're playing with the pitcher, and for the pitchers playing with the hitter.
Thanks to Mike in Poway. Remember, you can send your question in 973thefansd.com/question. 0-2, little low. And Rivera able to check his swing. So now 1-2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 5th inning. The Orioles have gone back ahead 3-2 on the home run by Jeremiah Jackson, his 3rd. And again, he has been red hot. Here's the 1-2. That's muscled on a line into center field and down for a base hit. So a 2-out single collected by Emmanuel Rivera. That'll keep it going for the left-handed hitting Dylan Beavers.
Stayed inside this 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Let the barrel catch up and shoots it into center field for a knock.
Got to go back almost a month for the last time Morejon allowed more than 1 hit in any appearance.
As I said, you forget that he is human.
Lefty to lefty against Beavers. Chops one over the mound. It'll be charged by Iglesias. Has to get rid of it quickly, and he does. In time at first base to end the inning. Orioles get 1 on the Jeremiah Jackson homer. And midway at Petco Park, 3-2 Baltimore on the Padres Radio Network.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
online in just minutes. It's simple, affordable, and gives your family the protection they deserve, and the peace of mind for you, that's a home run. Start your plan today at trustandwill.com and use code BASEBALL for 20% off and free document delivery. That's trustandwill.com, code BASEBALL.
Pitching change for the Orioles in the bottom of the fifth inning. They got a 3-2 lead, and Bradish done after 4. Second start back from Tommy Johnny through 84 pitches. Gave up a couple of runs on 4 hits. Walked 2 guys, struck out 5. And now Dietrich Enns, the left-hander, will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. Freddie Fermin leads off. 3-2 Orioles trying to bunt, and he pushes it back towards the mound. Enns has it, throws high, and it's out of the glove of the first baseman, Mayo. Fermin is safe. So Freddie Fermin applies some pressure to the Oriole defense, and not only did they bend, but they broke.
That's the name of the game. Not a great bunt, but puts it in Enns' hands to make a play to throw sails on him. And Freddie Fermin will reach first base.
They're going to call it an error on the pitcher, Enns. And now Luis Arraez, 2 for 2, sitting on 999 career hits. He bunts back towards Enns. Picked up by the pitcher, and a perfect throw to first this time. A sacrifice for Arraez. Fermin, the tying run, now at second base with 1 away.
Putting the pressure back on him there. This time he's able to get off the mound. This is actually a better bunt than Fermin's. But gets to it, spin turn, probably a tougher play as well, but either way gets the out. But Padres get a runner in scoring position for Manny Machado.
2 for 5 so far today with RISP. 3-2 Orioles, but a runner on second, 1 away. And Machado takes high. Ball 1 from Enns. And he 0 for 2 against the starter Bradish with a strikeout. He also popped out to left. 1-0. Manny waits. Here's the pitch. And Machado tips it foul off the catcher Jackson. Bottom of the fifth inning on this Labor Day. The Trustin will score. The Orioles 3 and the Padres 2. But a great opportunity to change that here. Padres have 3 straight former Orioles ready to hit here against Baltimore. Machado, O'Hearn, and Laureano. 1-1 to Manny. Here's the pitch. And Machado sends it in the air to right field. Pretty well struck. Jackson drifting back. And right in front of the warning track, he'll square it up to make the catch. Fermin able to easily tag second to third. So now 90 feet away, but with 2 down.
Got the fastball in on Manny a little bit. Hits it to the warning track and right, and Fermin able to tag up head to third. We'll leave it in Ryan O'Hearn's hands to get one with 2.
Lefty to lefty, O'Hearn against Enns. They were not teammates in Baltimore. First pitch up and in at 95, ball 1. Enns was acquired by the Orioles pretty much the exact same time they were trading O'Hearn to San Diego. They grabbed him from the Tigers. Enns had appeared in 7 Major League games with Detroit earlier this year. 1-0 pitch, and O'Hearn takes outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-2 Orioles with Fermin at third. And 2 outs here in the fifth. 2-0 pitch, and O'Hearn swings and misses 2-1. Ryan 1 added 2 today, singled in the first inning, grounded out in the third. Here's the pitch. And O'Hearn takes low, 3-1.
Great take there. Good slider, moving down in a way, they call it a cutter, but it had action like a slider. Lays off, count moves to 3-1.
Longtime Padre radio listeners will know we call that Emilio Pagan's disease. 3-1, O'Hearn swings, pops it up, foul ground near the third base dugout. The catcher Jackson over, but it comes down in the first row, and a nice catch by a guy in a blue bucket.
Their hand grab. O'Hearn able to get enough of that to barely get over that netting there. We'll do it 3-2.
Sitting right behind the Caroline Perry family. And 2 to O'Hearn. Padres down by a run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Payoff pitch, and O'Hearn takes up and in, ball 4. So now 2 on and 2 out for another former Baltimore Oriole, Ramon Laureano. Mumford & Sons are coming to Petco Park. Concert will be Saturday, December 27th. It is a full venue concert. They are with Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, and Lily Mayola. For more information, visit Padres.com/wildhorses. Ramon Laureano, or as he is known, the Little Lion Man, will stand in now with 2 on and 2 out. 3-2 Orioles in the 5th. The pitch is outside, no, on the corner, and a called strike, 0-1.
Ramon has come up big already in his short stint with the Pods. Looking for another one of those moments here.
An opportunity to torture his former team. 0-1 the pitch. And Laureano tips it into Jackson Smith. Strike 2. Both Padre runs came back in the 2nd inning. An RBI single by Bryce Johnson to get him on the board, then an RBI single by Luis Arraez to tie it up. Ramon, more hits, more homers, more RBIs, more extra base hits than any other Padre since he joined the team. Behind here, though, 0-2. Ends ready. The pitch is a little bit up and in at 96. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Padres sent 6 prospects to the Orioles in the deal that brought Laureano and O'Hearn to San Diego. Pretty much all of last year's draft class. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Laureano began his career with the A's. Seen him at Cleveland, a little bit Atlanta last year. Played here in the Wild Card Series. Baltimore, now San Diego. 2-2. Ends, delivers, and Laureano takes down and in. Good block by Jackson. But the count is now full, 3-2.
That's from 0-2 to 3-2. Pressure building here on ends. He's got to make a pitch. Gavin Sheets is on deck.
O'Hearn at first will be on the move. Fermin is at third. The 3-2 hit on the ground through the left side and a base hit. Laureano gets the O's as Fermin comes in to tie the game. It's 3-3.
Fitting. Laureano already a bunch of big hits. Add this one to the total. Enns tries to change up, and Laureano just goes down, seeks it, hits it through the 5-5 hole. Not a bad pitch. Probably wanted it a little bit further away. Kind of cut in, which made it an easier swing for Laureano as he gets the RBI single. Little 2-out magic ties this game at 3.
Baltimore pitching coach Drew French is now out to visit with Enns as they talk about how they want to go after Gavin Sheets. Padres have tied it right back up, and nice to see from this offense. Yeah, twice today they've answered when the Orioles have scored.
That's right, and so important, I think, to keep your ball club from a mental standpoint in a game, responding every time the other opposing team is able to put a run up. Padres have done that here tonight. It was reversed on the road trip. It seemed like often the Padres were scoring, opposing team was answering. Chance for another big hit. This time Gavin Sheets will have the opportunity.
Padres have never led. They've been down 2-0, tied it at 2. They were down 3-2. They've now tied it at 3. And trying to be on the good side of the seesaw for the first time this afternoon. 2 on and 2 out for Gavin Sheets. First pitch, lefty to lefty, is a breaking ball high, 1-0. Gavin has walked and scored and also struck out. That was all against Bradish. Here's the 1-0. Sheets swings, sends it right back towards us. And foul, 1-1. Hens has now thrown 19 pitches, 10 strikes, 9 balls. 1-1 to Sheets, swung on, sent in the air to deep right center field. Jackson's there, though, in the gap, and he's got it to end the inning. Padres get an unearned run on 1 hit, an error, and they left 2 guys on base. Head to the 6th inning in San Diego, 3-3 against the O's on the Padres Radio Network.
Life can be hard sometimes. Facing challenges can bring feelings of panic, sadness.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
For a touchdown!
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Top of the 6th inning, the Orioles come to bat in a 3-3 game here at Petco. Adrian Morejon worked the 5th, back out there for the 6th, and the switch hitting Dylan Carlson will lead off. Batting right-handed, he takes a first pitch slider for a called strike, 0-1. Morejon threw 11 pitches last inning. And we'll see how long they push him. Jason Adam, the right-hander, is up in the Padre bullpen. So I would guess 2 batters. Here's the 0-1. Carlson takes way outside. Basayo is a left-hand hitter on deck, and a very dangerous one. And then after that, a couple of right-handed hitters.
Yeah, he's shown that really all game. 2 doubles, 2 for 2. Padres certainly want to keep people off the base pass before he comes to the plate.
Morejon has allowed only his 2nd home run of the year. 1-1 is popped up, foul ground right side. O'Hearn, the first baseman, over to the side wall, but he won't have a play. Comes down in the 8th row. And now 1-2 to Dylan Carlson. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network, offering TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, to lift the fog of depression and restore clarity. Visit KMGpsychiatry.com. Padres begin today 2 games in back of the Dodgers in the West, 2.5 games behind the Cubs for the top National League wildcard spot. That's because the Cubs beat the Braves in 10 innings today. 1-2 is inside, nearly hit Carlson. He spun away from 98. That was a big-time comeback for the Cubs, by the way. Boog was in a great mood. Didn't do the Padres any favors, though. Dodgers are off. They'll begin a 3-game set in Pittsburgh tomorrow. 2-2. Carlson swings and misses. Strike 3. Morejon with his first K of the day. 1 down in the top of the 6th inning. Mets beat the Tigers 10-8. Juan Soto, a grand slam, 6 runs batted in. So right now, the Mets are in the 3rd National League wildcard spot. The final one, 2.5 behind the Padres. Padres with a win today would push that back to 3. Here is Samuel Basayo. Tony mentioned his 2 doubles. He's also driven in the first 2 of the 3 Oriole runs, and he takes high ball 1. Basayo, who had just started his major league career a couple of weeks ago, signed an 8-year extension. 1-0 pitch. Check swing on a ball down, and they check at third. He didn't go. So the count is 2-0. Blue Jays got 3 in the 9th to go ahead of the Reds 4-2 today, but Cincinnati answered in the bottom half and walked it off 5-4. Reds on the outside looking in, 4 games behind the Mets for the final playoff spot in the National League. Jordan Basayo is at the top of the zone of the strike. And the Phillies beat the Brewers with 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Wild one as those 2 first-place teams got together. And the Phils came out with a 10-8 victory over Milwaukee. Pitch to Basayo is muscled into shallow center field. Long run Iglesias. He'll get there to make the over-the-shoulder catch. And his second out here in the top of the 6th inning.
Good jump off of the jam shot. And able to track it down and retire Basayo for the first time here this afternoon.
And as we anticipated, that'll be all for Morejon. So he faced the switch-hitting Carlson, the left-hand hitting Basayo, and now Mike Schilt on his way out there to call upon Jason Adam here in the 6th inning. Game is tied 3-3. Pitching change on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, Scraby here for Kaiser Permanente. Did you know September is Healthy Aging Month? It's the perfect time to focus on staying healthy, active, and sharp. Simple habits can make a big difference. Move your body every day and connect with friends and family to keep your emotional health strong. Keep your mind sharp by challenging your brain.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. 3-3 game, 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 6th inning. And Kobe Mayo, the right-handed hitter, number 8 hitter for the Orioles, will stand in against Adam. Mayo faced Dylan Cease each of his first 2 times up. And both times he struck out against Dylan, who had 7 Ks in 4 innings. First pitch, Mayo takes, and a good sharp slider for a called strike, 0-1. You said it earlier, Tony. I mean, you can chase with your high-leverage relievers in a tie game, and that's what the Padres are doing today. They didn't give themselves enough opportunity to do that on the trip. 0-1, fouled off for Mean, and it's 0-2.
No, they didn't. And because of that, the strength of this bullpen is really well rested. They haven't thrown a lot in the last 7 days, and so opportunity in a tie ball game in the 6th, you can go to those guys and feel good about it.
0-2 to Mayo. Adam will kick and deliver, and he misses upstairs, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-2. So, yes, Cease was not great. He was not efficient, but 2 runs in 4 innings, and the Padre offense did enough to keep him in the game and allow Mike Schilt to feel comfortable using Morejon and Adam. The 1-2, Mayo hits it hard to third base, and one hops through Machado down the left field line. Would have been a really tough play. Sheets gets it in quickly to Iglesias, so a single for Mayo, who's aboard for the first time this afternoon.
It's a slider. It's down, but it's in the middle. Mayo puts a nice swing on it. Manny with the good attempt, but couldn't quite come up with it. As Mayo gets the 2-out knock.
Would have been a great play had Machado made it. Would have been, I think, a star-worthy play.
For sure.
AJ Casabell of MLB.com in his newsletter today, writing all about the Star. Jackson takes low, ball 1. Runner on first, 2 outs, tie game, 6th inning. That's good stuff from AJ. If you've ever wondered about the inner workings of the Star hanging, well, Casabell has it covered.
He broke it down pretty well.
1-0 to Jackson. He struck out both times he's come up so far today. Looks at a fastball top of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Padres will have Cronenworth, Iglesias, and Bryce Johnson at the bottom of the 6th inning. And theoretically, or potentially, I guess, got Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill available in late inning pinch hit spots. 1-1. Jackson takes low, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it's not often you're going to have those type of guys on your bench ready to use in a late in the ball game. That is how the Padres set up tonight, with Merrill coming off the IL and Toddy being taken out of the lineup.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
To ensure he doesn't get any further injury.
Ideally, of course, not needed. Rosters expanded today. That's where Merrill's spot came from. They didn't have to send anybody down. They also recalled Sean Reynolds from AAA El Paso. Remember, a few years ago, they changed it. It's not like the old days we could bring up as many guys on the 40-man roster as you wanted to. You get one extra pitcher's spot if you wanted, 2 total spots. 2-2 to Alex Jackson. Here's the pitch from Adam. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with the changeup. And Morejon and Adam combined for a scoreless top of the 6th. After 5.5, still tied at 3 on the Padres Radio Network.
San Diego, Simley Foods been the Cook's Asian resource on 97.3 The Fan for 5 years. Now it crowns a legend.
You're one of the favorite players in the clubhouse, Libra, since you know how to work your charm on and off the field. But your personable desire is underscored by a deep desire to become one of the baseball greats. Even though the season is coming to a close, you can start envisioning your future goals for next year, putting you far ahead of the competition.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 450-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you have the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries. Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich. Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
Crinkle cut fries. Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
5 asset management project. Please plan ahead and use alternative routes like Interstate 805.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com for the Padres in the 6th. It'll be Cronenworth, Iglesias, Johnson, 6, 7, 8.
Facing the left-hander Dietrich Enns. First pitch on the way. Jake takes and a slider for a called strike, 0-1. Enns did some starting earlier in the year for the Tigers, so he is stretched out as a multi-inning kind of option here for Tony Mansolino and the Orioles. We'll see how long they're able to stick with him. 0-1 pitch, and Cronenworth takes outside. Trustin will score. Padres 3, Orioles 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cronenworth walked and scored back in the 2nd. Padres have scored only once since. That's when Laureano had the game-tying RBI single last inning. Ground ball foul right side, 1-2. Enns grew up in the Midwest, and earlier this year as a Tiger, pitching for one of his home state teams. He pitched collegiately at Central Michigan, one of the directional Michigans, facing Jake Cronenworth, who played, of course, at regular Michigan, original Michigan. 1-2, and Jake fouls it off the top of the net behind home plate. Got a Wolverine at the dish and a Chippewa on the mound. Jake very excited about the start of his Michigan football season.
Yes, he was on your head top last night about that Miami game, bothering you and all.
It just bounced over the mound. Long way to go. Henderson has it, twirls, pops up, and throws him out. Gunnar Henderson as good as it gets. And one away in the bottom of the 6th inning.
He made that look a lot easier than it actually was. Going up the middle, ranging up the middle, leaves his feet, pops up quickly, and gets the ball to first base in plenty of time to retire Cronenworth.
Great play. Jose Iglesias now with 1 out and nobody on, 3-3 bottom 6. And first pitch, changeup floats outside, 1-0 to the right-handed hitter. Jose 0 for 2 against the starter Bradish. Grounded to first and popped to first. So he's kept Mayo busy over there. 1-0 in the air, right side again, but this time onto the outfield grass. Jackson comes ambling in, and he reaches up to make the one-handed catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Don't miss upcoming giveaways, including the Manny Machado basketball jersey as modeled by Mark Grant and presented by McDonald's tomorrow night, plus the Dylan Cease no-hitter bobblehead thanks to State Farm on Wednesday the 10th next week. Explore all giveaways and secure your tickets at Padres.com/giveaways. Here is Bryce Johnson batting right-handed against Enns. He tries to bunt, pushes it towards first. It'll be fielded on one hop by Mayo. He tags Bryce out, and a 1-2-3 sixth inning turned in by Dietrich Enns. And to the 7th at Petco Park, 3-3 game.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd bowl in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Indulgent spa retreat. And the epic rooftop pool in Cabanas. It's all for you at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Book your experience at HamulCasino.com.
Top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. For all that is you.
Top of the order for the Baltimore Orioles here in the 7th inning against Jackson Holiday. The trust and will score. The Padres 3 and the Orioles 3. Padres have trailed twice and never led. Jason Adams still out there after getting the final out last inning. Holiday squares to bunt, and the left-handed hitter pulls it back. Ends up taking a strike at the knees, 0-1. Holiday 1 out of 3 with a double here in his first career game at Petco Park. 21-year-old, the first overall pick of the draft 3 years ago out of high school in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The one pitch swung on and missed. Dad, of course, Matt Holliday, his uncle, is the head baseball coach at Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Those uniforms look very much like these Orioles uniforms.
Very at home with these particular colors.
The black and the orange went well for him. Ton of high draft picks in this lineup for Baltimore. 0-2 pitch is bounced on the ground up the middle. Iglesias has it, gets rid of it quickly, and in time, one away here in the top of the 7th inning. Not necessarily guys they drafted, not necessarily guys who have had careers that you might hope for out of top picks, but they have sort of collected a bunch of guys drafted early in the first round or in the first couple of rounds. Interestingly, right, Gunnar Henderson, their best player, he was a second-round pick out of high school in 2019.
He certainly looks like the top tier of all of them.
Gunnar Henderson may find himself as the highest paid player in baseball sometime soon. Jackson swings and misses strike one.
A lot to play out to get to that. Sure. I mean, we're talking Tucker earlier this season was in that range, and the year hasn't quite gone the way that I think everybody foresaw it going.
Jackson takes inside. 1-1 strike. His home run in the 5th inning. With the Orioles ahead 3-2, but the Padres answered right back in the bottom half.
But despite what most would say is a down year for Gunnar, I mean, he has probably had 3 of the best 3 years to start a career that we've seen.
Pitch up and in, 2-1. I was talking to a highly placed baseball operations guy from around the league earlier this year. And we're just talking contracts. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And I mean, the billion with a B dollar contract, it's coming. Inevitably, right?
Yep.
And that was one of the names that was kind of chucked out there as a possibility.
Not the first time I've heard that. So, I mean, that's how talented I think Gunnar is. I think this league think Gunnar is at this point.
1 out, nobody on, tied at 3 in the 7th. 2-2 to Jeremiah Jackson. The pitch from Adam is in the dirt. And a full count, 3-2. Jackson was a guy once upon a time, a pretty high draft pick. Second round by the Angels in 2018 out of high school in Mobile, Alabama. Always had good power numbers in the minor leagues, and now getting a real crack at it at the major league level, really for the first time.
Saw some of that power on display in his last AB.
Swings here, pops one up, back behind home plate into the seats. Out of play, a couple hits, including his third home run. He's got a 12-game hitting streak going right now. He's hit in 17 consecutive starts. That whole change of scenery thing, or that opportunity thing, boy, there's just so many variables. 3-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat is lined sharply. One hop, no, underneath the glove of Iglesias at shortstop into left field. Looked like he was going to have a shot at it. Would not have been a routine play even had he made it, but third hit of the day now for Jeremiah Jackson, and a 1-out base runner for the Orioles here in the top of the 7th inning, and that guy, Gunnar Henderson, coming up.
Yeah, if Iglesias comes up with it, that quick release would have had to come out in a major way, but he doesn't. Jackson with the single. I'll bring up Gunnar Henderson.
Henderson 0 for 2 with a strikeout in his career against Adam. Remember, Jason spent much of the last couple of years at Tampa Bay, so we've seen some of these guys. First pitch is a slow breaking ball and a strike near the outside corner, 0-1. $45,586 in the building on this Labor Day to see the Padres and the Orioles. Another sellout. 0-1 to Henderson, tapped foul up the right field side, 0-2. 59th sellout of the season. Padres will sometime soon once again break their all-time franchise attendance record. Fans here have shown up and shown up and shown up and shown out every single game all year long. Three here in the top of the 7th inning. Jackson at first base, 1 out. 0-2 to Gunnar Henderson. Adam ready, here's the pitch. And Henderson takes that changeup outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henderson 2 for 5 with an RBI single in their loss to the Giants yesterday. Kind of an ugly game for them. They lost 13-2, but they left a ton of guys on base and played very shoddy defense. Pitch coming, Henderson in the air, foul up the left field line. And look, for a team that's kind of in the position that the Orioles are in, you're probably going to see a lot of games like that in this final month. They'll have their good days, but when they have their bad days, there are going to be some ugly ones.
Yeah, so many young guys on the roster and getting an opportunity. Also, what comes with that is the growing pains that a young player has.
A lot of similarities to what we just saw in Minnesota. Here's the 1-2. Anderson fouls it back again. Probably some more talent on the field.
I was just going to say, probably because of the likes of Gunnar Anderson, Jackson Holiday, Jeremiah Jackson. I mean, they've got some young talent there that I think they know what they're at least headed. I think the Twins are in a different spot because they don't know who are those guys that are going to actually stick.
1-2 again to Henderson, and he hits it in the air, foul up the left field line. No play for Sheets. Jason Adam not generating the usual whiff that we see from him. And the Orioles making him work here. Tied at 3 with Jackson at first, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat, and it's still only 1-2. Adam delivers. Henderson, a little tapper over the mound. It'll be charged by Iglesias. Has it on the backhand. He's got no play. Kind of rolled off the back of the mound, and Jason Adam is hurt, and he is holding his left knee, and he is in great pain laying on the mound. And oh boy, on the list of things you absolutely do not want to see. This is near the top.
This is tough, right? I mean, you got those cleats, and he's trying to change directions, and it just looked like the leg gave out on him. And that sign, that look on his face is not one you ever want to see. He was immediately waving for the training staff to come out.
And, to give you a sense of what it looked like from down there, all the Orioles on the field, 2 base runners and 2 base coaches, are coming off the field. Right now, Adam is kind of sitting up on the mound. He is being tended to by members of the athletic training staff. Mike Schilt is down next to him on one knee. Freddie Fermin is down next to him on one knee. Ruben Niebla is standing by with his hands on his hips. And both head athletic trainer Mark Rogo and assistant athletic trainer Ben Fraser are working with him and on him. But it looks like they're going to get the walkie-talkie out, which would indicate they're going to call for the cart to help him off the field. And Jason just kind of shaking his head like he can't believe it.
It looks like they're focused towards the bottom of his leg, ankle, foot area. But we are now watching the cart drive out, which is never a good sign. Robert Suarez getting loose in the Padre pen.
It is a tie game in the top of the 7th inning, and the Orioles now have runners on first and second, 1 out. And the cart has arrived as we get our first look at the replay here.
You don't really see anything, and that's what I'm saying. When you get those cleats, remember, he's on a slope, and he tries to turn and go, and immediately collapses as being helped to the cart right now. But it certainly looked like Rogo, the Padres head trainer, had his hand near that ankle area. We'll get word on what it is, I'm sure, later on tonight.
So Adam is on the cart, which is on the grass in front of the pitcher's mound here. And again, Jason Adam trying to field a comebacker off the bat of Gunnar Henderson. Looked like he got his spike caught, maybe, as you said. And, nothing overly obvious visually. Not that that's, good news or bad news. It's just a little hard to see exactly what it was. He was holding his knee at first, but then, as you said, Mark Rogo was taking a look more. It looked like down by the ankle and the foot. So we'll wait and see what the Padres pass along, and I would imagine we'll probably not hear much until after the game.
Yeah.
And even then, it might take a little bit of time to do some testing. They do have X-ray facilities here on site. If it's an X-ray situation, MRI, obviously to take a look at ligaments, but nothing good, at least for the moment, as Jason Adam is going to be carted off here, part of that big 5 in the Padre bullpen, and a big part of the big 5. Cart is now leaving. And a nice hand being turned in here by the Padre fans as the cart comes into foul territory behind home plate. They'll work him up the left field line to get to the tunnel there and bring him around to the Padre clubhouse. Adam with a little bit of a gesture, kind of a salute to the fans in the first row as the cart goes by. Orioles, by the way, all in their dugout clapping for him as he goes past. And a pitching change will have to be made here in a tie game, top of the 7th inning.
Talking about chasing a win, Robert Suarez coming in this inning is exactly what that points to. Padres want this one.
So Adam departs with 2 on and 1 out in the 7th. Suarez is on his way in. He'll have as much time to get ready as he needs, though he was throwing the last few minutes out there. And we'll step aside for the pitching change on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, Padre fans. If your days are anything like mine, you need energy that lasts. That's why I never miss my daily Symbiotica.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd bowl in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human He eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah. I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
A lot of steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
It's just straight protein?
Yeah.
Robert Suarez will come in here in the 7th, 59th appearance, 4-5 with a 3.04 ERA.
3-3 game. Jason Adam has left on the cart after the injury to his lower body. And again, we'll wait and see what Mike Schilt has to say after the game. Probably not going to get more information until later this evening at the earliest, but you hope for
cuando se tiene esa velocidad.
Game, top of the 7th. 0-2 to Kowser. Suarez ready to pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good changeup fading away from the left-hand hitter. And 2 down in the 7th inning.
Pretty quick work. 2 fastballs and a nasty changeup to put away Kowser.
Gather your crew and upgrade your game day in one of Petco Park's private and renovated suites. Perfect for hosting clients, birthday parties, and family reunions. Suites make for an elevated game day experience. Limited chances remain, so start planning your outing now at Padres.com/suites. Here's the left-handed hitting Dylan Beavers. He swings and misses strike 1. First pitch, change up that time. 2 on and 2 out for Baltimore. 0-1 to Beavers. The pitch from Suarez is cued foul off the end of the bat over towards the on-deck area left side. And now Suarez ahead 0-2.
Doubled up on the changeup. Good location as well. Jumps ahead 0-2. Already 3 of those consecutively with good feel, good command.
Robert's brother Albert, of course, with the Orioles, though currently on the injured list. Two on and two out, tie game, 7th inning. 0-2 to Beavers. Suarez kicks and deals. The pitch is a little bit outside at 101. I don't know what kind of conversations Robert Suarez and Mason Miller have been having out there, but he has thrown harder since Miller arrived.
Someone finally challenging his triple digits. He had to get his weight up a little bit.
1-2 the pitch. And Beavers takes, just a little bit down and in. 2 balls in, 2 strikes, and again, 101 on that fastball.
That was the sinker. That wasn't the four-seamer there. Tried to start it on the hip and run it back over the inside corner on the lefty here. Missed. Count moves to 2-2.
Henderson and Jackson take their leads. 2-2. The pitch to Beavers is lined over the head of Cronenworth into right field. Jackson is being waved. Here comes the throw from Laureano, and it is not in time. Just kind of bounced and rolled into Fermin. They had a shot, but the Orioles go back ahead. It's 4-3.
Goes back to the changeup, and this is just good hitting by Dylan Beavers. Was fooled on the first 2 he saw. This one stays up enough. It's not a bad pitch at all, just better hitting by Beavers, and he gives the Orioles a 4-3 lead here in the 7th.
The run belongs to Adam. And now 1st and 3rd for the switch-hitting Dylan Carlson. Carlson has never faced Robert Suarez before. Padres will once again have the opportunity to answer an Oriole run. And a fastball, I guess, a little bit up and away, 1-0. The O's went up 2-0 in the second. Padres tied it in the bottom half. The O's went ahead 3-2 in the 5th. Padres tied it in the bottom half. And now 4-3. Baltimore while they still bat in the 7th. 1-0 pitch, hit hard on the ground at third, backhanded by Manny. He's got it, gets up, throws to first in time. That'll end the inning. And Machado with a fine defensive play to get the 3rd out here in the top of the 7th. Orioles, though, with a run on 3 hits. They leave 2 guys and will stretch at Petco Park with Baltimore up now 4-3 on the Padres Radio Network.
At Silver Strand Technology, we don't leave things to chance. We plan, design, build, and we back it up. Fire, security cameras, voice data fiber cabling, sound masking, done right the first time. Visit silverstrand.com. That's silverstrand.com. Your experts in technology.
This is Dan Fulkerson with Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego's favorite personal injury law firm. If you ever know anyone that suffers injuries from a car accident, motorcycle accident, or semi-truck accident, our firm is always here to help. It's easy to find an attorney, but it's not easy to find a law firm that truly cares. Our reputation speaks for itself. Give us a call today, 619-333-5555, and we'll show you why we're different. Bada Fulkerson Law Group.
Thinking about home improvements? Genesis Home Improvements is San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company, and a 2025 Torch Awards for Ethics finalist, recognized by the Better Business Bureau. Energy-efficient windows, durable exterior paint, and total roof protection. We bring quality and integrity to every project. Licensed, bonded, and insured, with 100% financing available. Get a free quote and save 15% today. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com. Genesis Home Improvements, a new beginning for your home.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Catch the Padres at home or on the go. Fans at market can watch Padres.tv, presented by UC San Diego Health, and stream games for the remainder of the regular season for $19.99. Visit Padres.tv for details.
Baltimore ahead 4-3. Freddie Fermin leads off. in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball from Dietrich. Ends 0-1. Remember, the Orioles hit for their third baseman, Emmanuel Rivera, in the top of the inning with Cowser. So they've got a new third baseman. The 0-1. Fermin hits it just foul at third base. It is Luis Vasquez. And I kind of bring that up not just to let you know what's going on, but also to let you know that Vasquez committed one of the 3 errors that they made yesterday in San Francisco in what was kind of an ugly game. So he had a rocky afternoon at Oracle Park yesterday and now comes in here in the late innings of a tight game today. Fermin reached thanks to an error. His last time up came in to score. 0-2 is at the knees, strike 3 call. Freddie couldn't believe it, but it looked like a good pitch, and he'll turn and walk away. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Bulkhead Energy. Built by heroes for heroes, the go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy, fuel for heroes, at bulkheadenergy.com. Here is Luis Ariz, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. Taking, and it's a curveball first. 0-1. Luis singled in the first, and an RBI base hit that tied the game in the second. Lefty to lefty here against Enns. The 0-1 pitch, and Ariz takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis already one of the most accomplished hitters of his era, sitting on 999 career hits. 1-1 the pitch. And Ariz hits it hard up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Career hit number 1,000 for Luis Ariz. And the Padres have the tying run aboard with 1 out here in the 7th.
Get that man that ball. Hit number 1,000 for Luis Ariz. Single up the middle. Not only is it 1,000, but gets the Padres tying run on base.
And now here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. The catcher Jackson going to go out and talk to Enns. There is double-barreled action in the Baltimore bullpen, so we'll see if they let Enns face Machado. And he flew out to right field against him in the 5th inning. 3rd hit of the day for Luis, and fitting, right? His 1,000th comes on his 3rd hit of a game.
Very fitting. More 3 hits games than anybody in this league. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
Yeah, so they were just stalling there. Mansolino on his way out to make a switch. Machado will face a new...
Crisp, smooth, and ready to enjoy. Whether you're at the beach, a backyard party, or just kicking back after a long day, Smile Spirits brings the flavor and the fun. Forget flavorless, over-carbonated drinks. This is real vodka, real taste, and real refreshment in every sip. Find Smile Spirits at Total Wine or smilespirits.com. Smile Spirits, making San Diego smile.
When your home is protected on the outside, life is better on the inside. And it all starts with your roof. Upgrade your roof to a total protection roofing system from Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted roofing contractor. We use durable, energy-efficient products so you and your family can enjoy year-round comfort, healthier indoor air quality, and lower utility bills. Ready to transform your home? Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com for a free quote and save 15% on services. Put your trust in Genesis Home Improvements.
Introducing Lineage Watch Company, an American watch brand proudly owned and operated here in San Diego. Lineage watches are more than just timepieces. They're a celebration of American craftsmanship, designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA. Lineage's watches are uniquely powered by American movements. Define your legacy today with the Lineage timepiece at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Lineage Watch Company, the official timepiece of the San Diego Padres Radio Network.
The O's will turn to their right-hander out of the bullpen, Rico Garcia. 3 different stops this year. Both New York teams, this will be his 8th appearance in Baltimore. 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA.
Yeah, just buzzing around I-95 all summer. Saw him with the Mets at the end of July. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts at SoCalOilChange.com. He appeared twice when the Mets were here at the tail end of July. The first outing he had was really ugly, but he did not allow a run. But it was just not pretty at all. Second one a little bit better. He struck out Machado, though he did allow a run. First pitch to Manny is taken, and a slider for a strike. Orioles with a 4-3 lead. The Pods have a rise at first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This game in a lot of ways feels a lot like the last 3 in Minnesota. It's kind of a grind. A lot of base traffic, not necessarily a lot of runs. As he takes the slider low and outside, 1-1.
And he continues not to chase that slider down and away. Looking for Garcia to make a mistake in the middle of the zone.
Machado 0 for 3 today. A rise at first, 1 out. Here's the 1-1. And he swings, hits it on a line to deep left field. Beavers is back onto the track, and he reaches out to make the catch. Machado just missed, and Arise has to scurry back to first base, 2 away.
A laser, that slider, or curveball he left up in the zone, and man, he put a great swing on it. Unfortunately, Beavers able to run it down on a nice running catch to take extra bases away from Manny Machado.
So now Ryan O'Hearn. First pitch on the way. Swing and a foul tip held by Jackson, strike 1. It's not the most uncommon thing this time of year, but just kind of funny, right? O'Hearn and Laureano, they're only facing pitchers today, even though it's the team they were just on, that they were not on an active roster with at any point this year. Fouled away left side, 0-2. Bradish was on the IL. Enns was with the Tigers. Garcia was with the Mets and the Yankees before that. So a pretty good illustration of the craziness.
They don't really have any extra data that they would have having faced these guys in spring training or something like that.
0-2. And the pitch to O'Hearn is in the dirt. Blocked by Jackson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Padres down by 1 in the 7th inning. Ball and 2 strikes. Garcia deals, and O'Hearn flinches, takes down and in, 2-2. Padres have certainly had some opportunities today. They have 6 hits, and they've also drawn a couple of walks. There was an error that helped things along, but to this point, only the 3 runs. 2-2, and a throw to first base. Arise back without a tag from him. Orioles, by the way, have also had a ton of opportunity. They've got 4 runs on 11 hits. They've already left 8 guys on base. 2-2. The pitch to O'Hearn, swung on and fouled back to our left. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on the former Oriole. All the sunlight over the playing surface is done for the day. One big shadow, if you will, over the infield and the outfield. 2-2 to O'Hearn. Arise runs. The pitch swung on and missed. It is strike 3 in the end of the inning as the Padres leave a man here in the bottom of the 7th. And to the 8th at Petco Park. 4-3 Orioles on the Padres Radio Network.
Palomar Health leads the league in patient care. Recognized by Newsweek as a world's best hospital for 7 years in a row, Palomar Health's world-class team remains dedicated, innovative, and ready to step up to the plate for you. With cutting-edge care and compassionate support, Palomar Health is here to help you win in health. Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Swing on in and sit in your vehicle while the expert technicians check fluids, lights, tires, and more. Ask about military and senior discounts. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and coupons.
I'm Sia, and I support Humane World for Animals, formerly called the Humane Society of the United States. Together, we have created a new version of Peter Gabriel's beautiful song, Salisbury Hill, to celebrate humane world for animals and everything they do. Enjoy the song and join us in helping Humane World for Animals end animal cruelty.
That's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Top of the 8th inning at Petco Park. Orioles come to bat with a 1-run lead. Bottom of the order for Baltimore here, Samuel Basayo. Their designated hitters had a big day. Will lead it off against Robert Suarez. Left-hand batter swings with the first pitch and knocks it foul into the net, strike one. Will be Mayo on deck and then Alex Jackson. So 7-8-9 against Suarez, who came on last inning after the injury to Jason Adams. Allowed the inherited runner to score and stranded the other. Here's the 0-1. Basayo, big swing and a miss. 0-2, and Kid does not get cheated.
No, not at all. And it seems like he is swinging a tree trunk.
Well, he himself is built like a redwood.
I mean, that bat looks like it's at least 37 inches.
0-2. Basayo swings, fouls it away. He is 6'4", 250, and looks every bit of it.
Which would mean he could handle a bat like that.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't locked in on that, but now looking at it, it's very noticeable. 0-2, grounded to the right side, charged by O'Hearn. He's got it. He'll bring it himself. And one down in the 8th.
Hey, Padre fans, just like you, my pets are family. That's why I trust Petco for the food they love and the services they need to stay happy and healthy, all at great prices. Petco, where the pets go.
1 out, nobody on top of the 8th inning. Kobe Mayo, the batter. Orioles ahead 4-3. Odds will have Laureano, Sheets, and Cronenworth coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. And look, they're going to get some cracks here. These are not exactly all-star relievers that the Orioles are going to turn to. Mayo swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. But look, as we saw on this last road trip, you know, even the guys you don't know much about, you haven't heard much about, they still got good stuff.
Yeah, and more, almost as importantly, they're out to earn a job for possibly next year. Catch the attention of another team, so they got to put their best foot forward as well.
Mayo takes a little bit outside, 1-1.
Kind of talked a little bit about it over the weekend. That is why these type of teams are dangerous. They're not as talented as the Padres, but certainly all these dudes playing tonight are out to prove something, whether it's to this organization or another.
Mayo swings, pops it up, foul ground first base. So Hearn and Fermin over to the railing, but it'll come down in the seats. 4 rows and back of the Padre dugout. So 1-2 on Kobe Mayo.
I often think about my time here in San Diego in 2009, that second half of the season. We were nowhere near being in contention, but put together the best record in the second half. And part of that was due to everybody out trying to earn their stripes, but also taking pleasure in beating some of the better teams around the league.
There's also, I imagine, right, like a looseness.
Absolutely. You're not playing with the pressure of having to win, which can really bog you down if you're not able to handle it.
1-2 strikes the pitch, and Mayo takes right on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Oh boy, more triple-digit buzz from Robert Suarez. Second strikeout, and 2 down, top of the 8th inning.
Right on the outside corner, or just off the outside corner, and at 100, there's just not much you're going to do with that.
So now Suarez has gotten 4 outs, looking for 1 more.
It's like Reynolds getting loose in that bullpen.
First pitch is a little bit up and away, ball 1. So in a game the Padres have never led, we've already seen Morejon and Adam and Suarez. And perhaps there's only so far you can push that while still trying to keep, the rest of the 2 days that follow in mind. 1-0 to Jackson is fouled straight back. Saw Estrada each of the last couple of days, so certainly possible he's not available today. And you want to save Mason Miller, we'll see.
Right, I mean, this is how it would have looked on the road trip had Mike Shildt decided to go this route. He did his best to avoid it, but could only avoid it for so long.
1-1 to Jackson, and the San Diegan takes down an in-ball 2.
Ideally, no manager is bringing in their top-end arms chasing a game, or at least chasing runs. Maybe a tie ball game.
2-1 pitch, and Jackson takes right down the middle. A called strike 2-2. Is that really a 93-mile-an-hour fastball?
It looked like a cutter. Looked like he had a little cut to it.
These tricky pitches.
Yeah, not a pitch that he uses often, but he certainly doesn't sit in the 93 range with his fastball.
2-2. The pitch to Jackson is way outside at 101. So, yeah, that would be evidence that it was intentional on the pitch before.
Definitely worked. It seemed to lock up Jackson there as he watched that 93-mile-per-hour cutter go by.
3-2 to the number 9 hitter with the other Jackson. Holiday waiting on deck, and a fastball right down the middle at the knees. Strike 3 called. It's a 1-2-3-8 for Robert Suarez with a couple of Ks. After 7.5, 4-3 Orioles. Laureano, Sheets, and Cronenworth coming up on the Padres Radio Network.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Controlled Entry Specialist. Hello, San Diego. From custom security gates to video surveillance and advanced building entry systems, we are committed to protecting every area of your property. We pride ourselves on our A+ BBB ratings 20 years in a row. That's the confidence and trust our clients place in us.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The long weekend sale is on at Target with exciting deals you won't want to miss. Stock up on grilling must-haves for a few more sunny barbecues. And while you're at it, ease into sweater weather with fresh new fits for the fam. Whether you're hosting, relaxing, or showing off your new style, Target has your deal in-store, online, and in the Target app. Hurry and save more with the long weekend sale happening now through Monday. Only at Target.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Trustin will score. The Orioles 4 and the Padres 3. Ramon Laureano will lead off against Rico Garcia, who came on to get the final 2 outs last inning. First pitch on the way, and Ramon takes low ball 1 against his old team. Laureano 1 for 3 with an RBI single today. That tied the game at 3 in the 5th inning. Orioles have never led by more than 2 runs. The Padres have never led. Pitch down the middle and a strike 1-1. Laureano to be followed by Sheets and Cronenworth. And something to keep in mind, Jackson Merrill is looking physically ready to pinch hit down there. 1-1. Laureano takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. Jackson activated off the injured list today.
He's certainly trying to find his way in the lineup. Watching him in between innings, he had to put his helmet back into the rack. He's trying to find his way in this ball game somehow, some way.
2-1. Laureano swings and misses at a slider that was in the dirt and outside. And now 2-2.
Left-hander Kyle Hart now getting loose in the Padre bullpen.
I just saw that. You got two of their toughest left-handed hitters coming up, and Hart, who threw 29 pitches yesterday, is looking like he might participate. 2-2. Laureano chops it over the mound. It'll be charged at second by Holiday. Pats it in the glove a couple of times and throws him out one down in the bottom of the eighth. A reminder to stay tuned. The Hamul Casino Resort post-game show with Sam comes up immediately following the game. Gavin Sheets 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Orioles have given a little bit to the Padres today in terms of walks and errors, and the Padres have taken full advantage, but it's been a few innings since we've seen any of that. First pitch to Sheets is swung on and missed. He was out in front of a changeup. Oh, and 1 to Gavin. Garcia delivers. Sheets again out in front of a changeup. Swings and misses, strike 2.
Doubles up on the changeup. A couple of really good ones from Garcia to move ahead 0-2.
Garcia set. Now the 0-2. And Sheets takes in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That time a curveball. So nothing firm yet to Gavin Sheets in this at bat.
I imagine nothing firm is coming. At least in these next couple of pitches. Double barrel action in the Padres. Now Mason Miller also getting loose.
So obviously be Miller if the Padres take the lead. Here's the 1-2. Sheets swings and misses, strike 3. The fun question, if you will, is what happens if the Padres merely tie it here in the 8th inning? And I mean, based on what we've seen today,
my guess it would be Miller regardless, especially if it's tied. Usually you see a closer come in a tie or obviously a lead. Mason Miller, although maybe not the Padres closer. Certainly fits the profile of him.
yes, and he is, so for all intents and purposes, the closer the rest of the way today, with Suarez having been used. Ball in the dirt, 1-0 to Cronenworth. So you get 1 or 2, you get Miller. If you don't get any, it'll be Kyle Hart. That would be the presumption with the top of the Oriole lineup due up. 4-3 Baltimore. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom 8. 1-0 the pitch. And Cronenworth swings and misses at that changeup. 1-1 from Rico Garcia.
Use the changeup specifically to the left-handers with extreme effectiveness.
Ball and a strike. And Cronenworth hits it on the ground to second base. Holiday lets it roll out to him, gets rid of it quickly, and throws Jake out to end a 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th. And to the 9th at Petco Park, it is still the Orioles 4 and the Padres 3 on the Padres Radio Network.
Kohl's Fine Flooring is closed, and Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's flooring leader. Explore a huge selection of premium high-end flooring choices, along with quality budget-friendly options too. Visit Sid's or Sid's.
To be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first. and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
All right, top of the ninth inning, the Trust and will score. The Orioles 4 and the Padres 3. And if the Pods are to win today, they will have to do so in walk-off fashion. Top of the order for the Orioles, Holiday, Jackson, and Henderson coming up against the new Padre pitcher, lefty Kyle Hart. Kyle, on paper at least, was to be the Padre bulk guy yesterday, but ended up being taken out after only an inning and a third. Lefty to lefty, Holiday swings at the first pitch and fouls it back to the upper deck behind home plate, strike one. And Hart would go on to throw 29 pitches. He allowed 3 runs on 1 hit. The 1 hit was a 2-run homer by Byron Buxton. 0-1 to Holiday, 1 for 4 with a double. And he takes at the knees a called strike. Hart takes over for Robert Suarez, who got 5 outs. He gave up 1 hit, which allowed an inherited runner to score. And that run is right now the difference in the game. He also struck out 3 guys. And the pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. 0-2 to Holiday. The pitch from Hart is in the air to left field. Sheets a little bit over towards left center. Now he backs up, squares it up, and makes the one-handed catch. 1 down in the 9th inning. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. Jeremiah Jackson will be the batter. 3-hit day, including a home run in the 5th inning. Right-hand hitter takes the first one right down the middle from Hart, 0-1. And he has also scored the run that is the difference in this game right now. And in terms of insult to injury, I mean, the key play maybe in the inning in which the Orioles took the lead. The 1 pitch in the dirt was the play in which Jason Adam was hurt.
That comebacker that he tried to plant and go out, and it just looked like his leg gave out from under him.
Ended up being carted off. Hear what Mike Schilt has to say about Adam after the game tonight. First things first. 1-1. Jackson knocks it foul the other way, strike 2. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Iglesias, Johnson, and Fermin, 7, 8, 9 due up. And, I mean, at this point, right, it would be stunning if Jackson Merrill did not pinch hit.
Yeah. I mean, it would be stunning if both Toddy and Jackson don't find their way to the plate in this 9th inning.
Big key, of course, is Kyle Hart keeping this thing right where it's at.
Exactly.
1-2. Jackson hits it on a line the other way towards the right field corner, but that'll push foul. And a near catch by a kid with a glove. He was really upset he didn't catch it, and the ball ended up with his little brother. 1-2 is outside.
Insult to injury right there.
That's a hang with him. An older gentleman ended up with the ball after the kid missed it with his glove, and then he handed it to little brother. 1 out, nobody on. Orioles by 1 in the 9th. 2-2, the pitch. Jackson takes right on the inside edge. Strike 3 called. Out number 2 in the top of the 9th inning.
That's the comeback sinker from the left side. Typically, we're talking about righties throwing it to lefties, starting it on their hip, running back. This is the left-hand version of that. Threw that sinker right at the hip.
Chance to dance coming up. 4-3 Orioles on the Padres Radio Network.
Comfort Bros Heating, Air, and Plumbing wants to help you get ready for summer with a $29 AC maintenance special. That's right, only $29. Visit ComfortBros.com to book an appointment. Comfort Bros Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Service that makes mom proud.
Hey, player. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all yours. The hotel tower with some seriously luxurious suites. The super secret speakeasy. Hey, could you make that too? The indulgent spa retreat. Ah. and the epic rooftop pool in Cabanas. It's all for you at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. Book your experience at HamulCasino.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization, video streams, and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Padres come to bat down by 1 after Kyle Hart worked a 1-2-3 top of the ninth. That's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Available at smilespirits.com. Keg and bottle or swing by Baja Rick's before the game and enjoy Smile Spirits before first pitch. Smile Spirits, making San Diego smile. 4-3 Orioles in the bottom of the ninth inning. Jose Iglesias leads off against Keegan Aiken and fouls the first pitch back, strike 1. Aiken is a veteran Oriole and a left-hander that has basically been their acting closer. And all the way back in July of 2021, Jose Iglesias of the Angels hit a home run against him. Jose fouls this one back, and the count is now 0-2. Bryce Johnson is, for the moment, on the on-deck circle. But again, Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr. presumably available. Here's the 0-2, and Iglesias lines it foul.
Tatis probably the first one up, considering the left-handed Aiken. Johnson, who's a switch hitter, could possibly still keep his at-bat. We'll see how this goes.
Maybe they also like Johnson to bunt if Iglesias gets aboard. 0-2 is in the dirt. Aiken relieves Garcia. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. 1-2, Iglesias pops it up and out of play right side. New right fielder, by the way, Daniel Johnson, we saw earlier this season with the Giants, has taken over for the Orioles. Iglesias 0 for 3 today. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And Jose hits it in the air to right field straight away, not deep. Johnson is there in a couple of steps, and he'll reach up to make the one-handed catch. Out number 1 in the bottom of the ninth inning, and Bryce Johnson will stay in to face Keegan Aiken. Will Wagner, meanwhile, a left-handed hitter, is on deck, presumably to hit for Fermin, but also potentially just to give Tony Mansolino something to think about. Johnson turns around to hit right-handed. First pitch is outside, ball 1.
Mentioned it earlier, Johnson has swung the bat well. A lot of it's been on the left-hand side. We'll see what the right-hand stroke looks like.
RBI single his first time up today. Pitch here, swung on and missed. And now 1-1. Padres down by 1 with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the ninth inning. Pitch is low, 2 balls and a strike. Bryce is a left-handed hitter this year, hitting .367. As a right-handed hitter, .292. Again, limited at bats both ways. Here's the pitch. Johnson strokes it on a line out to left center field, trying to find the gap. That will get down and a base hit. Sent in quickly by Beavers to hold him to a single, but the second hit of the night for Bryce Johnson. Tying run is aboard, and Will Wagner is going to pinch hit here for Freddie Fermin.
Nice piece of hitting. It's a changeup to Johnson, and he does a great job staying on this baseball, serving it out in the left center. Padres with some life here in the ninth. Runner on first for Will Wagner.
Maybe the idea is Will Wagner knows everything there is to know about left-handed closers. Yeah, Billy Wagner. Tying run at first, one out in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch, Wagner swings and misses at a high fastball, strike one. Will does have reverse splits this year, hitting .282 against lefties as opposed to .188 against righties. Johnson at first, one out. Here's the pitch. Wagner checks, takes high, they appealed, didn't go. And the count is even 1-1. Luis Arraez waits on deck. 4-3 Orioles in the bottom of the ninth inning. 1-1 pitch. Wagner hits it on the ground to second base. Holiday to second, that's one. Henderson's turn is off target, and Wagner scoots by before Mayo can tag him. Should have been a game-ending double play, but a little bit of a miscue there by the Orioles. There will be no challenge, and the Padres still have some life.
Just an errant throw by Hernandez. Mayo didn't want to risk coming off the bag, so tried to come off and make the tag, and Padres with a little bit of life.
And Jackson Merrill is going to pinch run for Will Wagner. Merrill off the IL today. Has not played since August 17th at Dodger Stadium. First pitch to Arraez is a fastball strike top of the zone, 0-1. So Wagner grounded into the force, and Merrill, who's been out with an ankle injury, takes over. And a throw to first base. Jackson goes back in standing up. Merrill, by the way, even when healthy this year, just 1 out of 3 stealing bases. I don't think he has an official stolen base attempt since he suffered the concussion in Arizona. So he's got to be out there, you figure, just for the wheels more than he is trying to steal. Pitch to Arraez is high.
Oh, yeah.
And the count evens 1-1.
No doubt. He's kind of shut the stolen base game down since the hamstring. He hasn't really attempted to run outside of that concussion that he got earlier. So, yeah, I think he's strictly on to run the bases.
1-1 to Arraez, who's got 3 hits today. The pitch to Luis is outside, 2-1.
Just trying to extend this inning. Manny Machado on deck.
Here's the 2-1. Arraez looks. It's low, but called a strike. And now even 2-2. And a bad day for Gabe Morales continues here in a big spot, bottom of the ninth.
Count could have been 3-1, shifts to 2-2 here on Luis Arraez.
Padres down to their final strike. Here's the 2-2. Arraez swings and misses, strike 3. The ball game is over, and the Orioles hang on for a 4-3 win in Game 1 of this series. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.
Listen up, Padres fans. For every Grand Slam this season, home or away, you'll be slamming $1 Coors Lights at Far Corner while supplies last. So make sure you get in fast. Far Corner, right across the street from Petco Park on 10th and J, where fans celebrate big.
Hey, Padre fans, Tony Gwynn Jr. here. You might already know